Love, lift, life. We touch into your mind, body, and soul.
I get stuff from all over the country, which is what this thing was really supposed to be. When this whole consciousness came back, the last couple of years, what was really supposed to go on when it came to us is an intelligentsia, which means it's supposed to be a consortium of ideas. Some person finds some stuff, they report this stuff in, and it becomes an intelligentsia. You see what I'm saying? But too often we got that same follow and herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? And everybody is doubled up into this sectarian corners where everybody is actually, when I find out now traveling, everybody is actually their own scientist. If I get stuff from all over the country, which is what this thing was really supposed to be. When this whole consciousness came back, the last couple of years, what was really supposed to go on when it came to us is an intelligentsia, which means it's supposed to be a consortium of ideas. Some person finds some stuff, they report this stuff in, and it becomes an intelligentsia. You see what I'm saying? But too often we got that same follow and herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? And everybody is doubled up into this sectarian corners where everybody is actually, when I find out now traveling, everybody is actually their own scientist. Everybody is actually their own scientist. Everybody is actually their own scientist.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
We are magical spiritual beings. We lifted this world off our shoulders and tapped into our subconscious mind. Embracing magic is what we do. Fuck, woke, do work. What up, what up, what up, peoples? Time to get it in again. Yeah. Man, this is going to be fun. This Magician book has actually been really great for me, and just seeing everything I've been doing play out real time is magic just by reading this book. And we're going to get to this chapter 2. We're going to get on this chapter 2 once this room fills up. Let's see, we have our local jokers. So it's going to go down. Kendra's on the line. Angela's on the line. It's going to go down, and it's going to go down in a major way. I'm excited to get on this thing and make this thing happen. What we're going to do, though, is there's a few callers that want to promote their black-owned business and make this thing shake. So I'm going to see if I can get them on as soon as possible. But, yeah, let me break down the rules. The last show, when we went in, it was a great show, by the way, but at the same time, and trust me, I hate rules. I do. But we have to have rules for this thing, family. Or let me not say rules, but say some kind of order. Some kind of order. So I just have basically 2 rules that when we're talking about this book, when we're breaking it down, when we're getting in real deep, and the energy is pretty live. You have background noise in your background, your ass is getting off the line. We don't want to hear your big head waterhead baby. That's including you, babe. Yeah, I know that's my babe, but you don't want to hear that. We trying to get this magic going. Also, so we don't want to hear no TVs in the background. We don't want to hear no type of noise, because that's distracting us from getting to our higher selves. What else? And then being a compassionate, active listener. We need that, family. We need that. We need that. We need that. Being a compassionate, active listener. What that is basically saying is listening, pure heart, and understanding what the other person is saying. And then if you have some insight on their comment or their inspirational magic, go ahead, go for what you know. But let's be mindful of everybody's levels in this game, because there's always people that come along that's trying to figure out what's going on with this magic, and they just want to listen in or probably hone in on the energy and just embrace the conversation as much as they can. So yeah, let's be mindful of that, just becoming an active listener and helping each other the best way we can. Other than that, let's get this shit on the road. Man. So yeah, before I started the show, right before it, I said an affirmation. I'm going to say it again. Somebody let me know if I'm echoing, because I'm actually in my magic room, or what do you call it, Phil Cooper? The temple. I'm actually in my temple, but me and my babe, we call it the magic room. So I don't know what the fuck that boy talking about, temple. But I get it. Everybody has their own way of representing their shit. So yeah, I wrote this little affirmation, and I wanted to speak and exude what we are accomplishing with this book club. We are magical spiritual beings. We lifted this world off our shoulders and tapped into our subconscious mind. Embracing magic is what we do. Fuck woke, do work. So that's all for all my chaos beings out there, all my magicians. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So, okay, let's get this thing popping. I see we got one of the Black-owned businesses on the line. We're going to wait for a few more, but we can hop right into Coach B. Coach B is a spiritual, well, let me say she is a motivational, inspiring speaker, life coach, and she's about to bless us with her knowledge of life. So let's get to Coach V. Coach V, are you there? Oh, wait, I did something wrong. Let's see. Coach V, what up?
Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Peace, peace. Yes, Coach V is in the building. Thank you for having me.
Yes. We're glad to have you. We always want to hear different perspectives of people coming in different avenues for Black-owned businesses, especially just our melanated brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, Coach V,
yeah, go ahead.
Let us know a little bit about your business and what you can provide to the community. And mind you, this is a bunch of spiritual chaos beings that's, trying to figure out ways through this realms that can better their lives. So just go all the way in and let us know what you can offer to the community.
Of course. So I'm going to get all, the technical jargon out the way, and then we're going to break it down and keep it all 100, right? So as Dream mentioned, I'm Coach V. I'm a certified life coach and personal growth expert with my own company, SVM Initiatives, LLC. So in the nutshell, I'm the healing coach. So I help people release harmful thought patterns, of course, that no longer serve them. I do a lot of mental work, a lot of mentalism. And even though people may not be familiar with that term or that practice, I'm running it down on them before they even know it. I'm also a peer recovery coach in addictions and mental health, so I help people recover from that and heal from that. I am also a funeral service specialist, so I specialize in grief and loss when it comes to healing and overcoming the transitioning of a loved one. I'm very choosy in the words that I use, and not saying someone lost someone. It's just a transition. As also Dream mentioned, I am a motivational and keynote speaker, and I am a new talk show host and YouTuber with Healing Conversations with Coach V. So that's all the technical, stuff about me and what I do in my services with my company. In addition, when I have clients or groups that are about that metaphysical life, whether they're new and learning or whether they're seasoned or whether they want to get more skilled in a particular area, I am a candle magic practitioner, and I am also highly effective at using my altar to alter my reality. So those are the two areas that I specialize in. So that's me.
Dope. Yeah, and I'm sitting here looking at my altar. Mind you, I just for this chapter alone, I came and sat in my magic room, and I'm looking at a few of my altars now, thinking like, wow, the magic that came from there.
Yes. I made sure I put down my dinner offering before the call and lit my candle so that my ancestors, my mom specifically, know that it's dinner time, and I did some other things to kind of get prepared for the call, but this is just part of what I do. This is my routine. I do practice sigil magic as well when I feel like it's needed, when I need to amp something up. But so what I can offer, I do offer all of my services, first of all, are non-clinical based. And that's not because I don't believe in quote-unquote medicine. I'm just a stronger believer in the mind and that what you think about you bring about. And I'm very passionate about showing people just like, again, my company is a holistic consulting company, so I'm very passionate about showing people alternative ways of healing.
Dope. Yeah, and, it was Brother Bobby's birthday yesterday, and he was a magician in his own right. And his journey, starting from where he started from to coming to where he is now, it was just a magical process. Every time I heard his stories, I was like, wow. So can you tell us a little bit about how you started on your journey and what made you really know that you were this magician?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So it's going to sound very cliche, but this is my truth. I got knocked off my pedestal. Life knocked me down. I was bobbing and weaving for years and running from myself and running from acknowledging that I was broken and hurt and damaged and mean and angry. And I think initially what happened is since I ignored signs because I had gut feelings, but I hadn't been taught to pay attention to synchronicities and visions and dreams. And, I was always taught to stay away from that, coming from a religious background like most of us have. And when life knocked me all the way down and I knew I couldn't get any lower, I'm a firm believer in the saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And my teacher happened to be an ex-Muslim. And I mean a very devout Muslim, like part of the fruits of the nation, protecting the minister type Muslim, like all the way in. But he had separated himself from that and found out about affirmations and about meditation. And when we met because I was looking for employment and he was a recruiter. But beyond that, he saw something in me. And I'm going to say years later now that it was my spirit. He saw my God body. He saw my greatness. He saw something I didn't see in myself. So when he trained me professionally and I got to trust him, then he started to slowly dropping these little seeds, dropping these little jewels to make me think, to make me be curious. Because I was raised Jehovah's Witness. So any other religion, any other thought pattern, anything that was not Jehovah's Witness, I never knew nothing about. I came from a strict generation of Jehovah's Witnesses. So, but I had a hunger. I wanted to know what was being hidden from me. Why couldn't I find out what Catholics believe? Why couldn't I touch the Quran? Why couldn't I find out about Buddhists? Why couldn't I find these things out? And he peeped that in me from different conversations he led me into. And the first thing he taught me about was affirmation and how to start controlling my thinking. And I didn't know I was being taught in the meantime. I just thought he was taking an interest in me, not a romantic interest, but again, I knew he saw something in me. I just didn't know what it was. And I just was so beaten down. I said, you know what? Let me just try and see what's what. If it resonates with me, cool. If not, I'm going to piece him out and keep him moving with his business. And it started to resonate with me. Curiosity started to open up. I started to read different books, and he probably for 60 days was really like hands-on with directing me on what to read, what to do, what to think about, how to move. And after that, I took off. I just started studying all different religions, and not for the sake of converting, but for the sake of I was hungry. And I wanted to see what the difference in the religions were and why so much division. And I found an underlying recurring theme in all religions. Just maybe the names and the places were different. But I found a theme of love and treating thy neighbor as you would want to be treated. And I'm like, wait a minute. So that made me start reading more about and finding out about motivational speakers and chaos theorists. And just YouTube became my friend. Like that was where I first started. And then in the library, started reading books hands-on, picking up DVDs. And eventually I morphed into, I studied voodoo, hoodoo, Wiccan, white magic. Like I wanted to know everything, so I was a sponge until I settled on some things or some beliefs or some practices that resonated with me. I studied and I took one element at a time. And once I saw that how powerful I was, or let me say once I became reminded of how powerful I was, who I am, that I'm a divine source, energy, and physical form, all of those things started to resonate with me because I started to remembering different things. And boom, that's where I was. And I started teaching my kids and now my husband. It's like they know something going on, go to mom. Something going on, mommy gonna handle it. It all starts on the spirit realm. So that's a quick, condensed version of over the past 6 or 7 years, what happened to make me who I am today. And I know that a lot of people coming from a religious background, such as I did, are taught to stay away from things like that. Oh, it's the devil and it's evil, this and the third. So I'm just very careful about how I present the ideas or the concepts. Some of my clients are just the people that I talk to day to day who may not specifically be a client, but I'm just so focused on, no, the power is within you. It's not outside of you. It's within you. So let's get it.
Right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And the thing is, too, as you are presenting to these other clients or people that hasn't really tapped into their spiritual side as of yet, it is a form of psychology. The whole system that we're dealing with is in the mind. And just reprogramming yourself to become a greater version of yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's all it is, and that's a great contribution you have, and a great gift you have to give to the people. And we're just glad that you're here with us, B.
I received that. Thank you. I received that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I heard you on my page. I seen you, and I was like, okay, let me see what you talk about. Because I give everybody, I have to hear and evaluate what their truth is or what they're trying to, promote or anything like that. I don't hesitate on stuff, but I can hear it in your voice and in your spirit that you were trying to exude this energy that said helping, healing, and so on. So it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, because V, did you get the book?
I did not. I ordered it with the library, so you know how they pull stuff and they call you when it comes into the library of your choice. But I wish I'd known like a little sooner, because I would have loved to have had it in my hand and at least to have opened it and just read a few paragraphs or done something. But no, I have this number, so I plan on chiming back in, even if I'm a little behind with y'all, just to kind of chime back in and get different inputs and whatnot. But no, I don't have it yet. No.
I got you. What I'm gonna do, I will email you and let you know the deal with that. But yeah, because we're about to dive into
Thank you.
on the book, and it's an awesome book, and it's magical. So yeah, just hold on tight. I'm gonna plug you back in a minute, and once we start get going, I think you'll catch on and you'll be able to pick up the spirit.
Oh, beans. Don't let me forget to share my social media so people can contact me.
Oh yeah, so me, go ahead, do that real quick at the beginning, because people.
Okay. Before we deep dive, I got you. So some of you probably already seen me in the group on Facebook. As I'm on Facebook as V Mitchell Palmer. My business page is SVM Initiative, so it stands for Speak Volumes to the Masses. SVM Initiatives LLC. You can message me there. Or you can email me at svminitiatives2015@gmail.com. And I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at TheEmpressV. That's THEE Empress V.
All right, V. Yeah, I'm going to plug you back in just a minute, all right, V?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, yes. Let's go ahead and get my homegirl on here, Angela, with this too. Hey, let me tell y'all real quick. Me and my babe, me and my queen, we do a lot of spiritual baths, right? Because we're trying to recall. Angela has these bombs, and literally they're the bomb that takes you back, especially if you use the bomb in all dark. But then sometimes, you want to be able to see the little fizz or whatever pop up. So, yeah, me and Angela, we've been basically cash mobbing each other back and forth. And it's been a beautiful thing. OceanTees.com. She got what you need. I'm going to take her on real quick. Angela, are you there?
Hey, Sam, what's going on?
What up?
What's up? Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much for the plug. Yeah, it's kind of funny because, my basic thing was teas and herbs, and Spirit spoke to me one day and just said, you can do more with tea than just make tea. You can do other spiritual products, and one of them could be bath bombs, because spiritual baths are important. Spiritual baths can help take you into a meditative state. They can clean off energies that you're trying to get rid of. They can bring on energy that you're trying to attract. If water is a conductor of a lot of energy. So, that was just one of the things the Spirit gave me, and that's why I started making those tea-infused bath bombs. And I tell you what, ever since I did it, they've been flying off the shelf. It's been amazing. That's been one of the things that's truly, truly growing my business, and I certainly appreciate you and your queen as being, recipients of this gift that Spirit has given to me.
Oh, we love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. We think we just know when we take that bath,
Mm-hmm.
we're in because the spiritual bath that everybody uses with the Epsom salt and then the baking soda and then the sea salt.
Right.
That's the basic bath, the basic
Right.
spiritual bath. And you'll add your own herbs or you'll add different coloring. Like sometimes I add green food coloring, whatever. But with you, shoot, I can get your spiritual bomb and know exactly what is going to heal. And believe, right? Just know within me that I am putting my intentions all the way through and knowing that it's going to work. Or knowing it worked, and going all the way in. So we just enjoy your products. We love it. We love the tea. I mean, it's just a great business.
Thank you.
Let me plug my babe on real quick so she can tell you how much, because she loves it too. We love it. I'm talking about in our spiritual journey because, it's a lot of work, man. And I got a lot of the spiritual tools you have to go get, and we're going to dive into that chapter 2 about the spiritual tools and your magic, everything like that. But when you just have a one-stop shop like yours, shit.
That's the whole point. It's funny because I was asking a sister one day because she was asking about some herbs and I think she also made some products of her own. And I was just reaching out to her because, in getting all my organic elements together, I realized that I still have yet to find a melanated person that provides these things wholesale. And so I was reaching out to that sister and asked her because she was making product too. I said, hey, do you have a resource for a melanated person who does this on a wholesale basis? And she said no. And then, again, Spirit spoke to me and said, well, that's just where you're going, so don't worry about it. So don't worry about it. So you know what? That's one of the things that's part of my intention is to, be one of the only, if maybe one of the few, but I really think I'll be the only, person providing those spiritual herbs, for those in our community and beyond as well. I think it's such a needed thing in our world here today with today's environment and all the things that are coming at us. Going back to earth, going back to spirit, going back to where that chi is in the earth that comes through those herbs to regain our sense of spirit and, get us back to where we were so we can make this magic happen for real, uninhibited, unhindered.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a beautiful business. I'm going to keep pushing it and letting people know what it is. So, Angela, did you read chapter 2?
I did. And you know what? The book has just been really confirming some things that I have been in a true knowing of all along. Like Sister Coach V said, she was remembering. You kind of bring all of those members of your mind back together as you continue to grow in your consciousness in this life. Because these are things that we have always had, but we've forgotten. And we start to come into that knowledge again. It's funny because this energy is off the chain now, and I really feel it and more and more sensitive to it. And I feel that remembering sense on a day-to-day basis. And that book is just, again, another confirmation of all those things that I've been kind of self-taught. I grew up just like Coach V in a very religious environment. We were taught to stay away from a lot of things, just like she was mentioning. And so I had to be kind of self-taught. When I had my spiritual experience, I was sitting in a church and everything started going in slow motion. And it came to my mind, it said, do you believe what you believe just because you really believe it? Or is it because you've been so indoctrinated in it? That's what Spirit spoke to me in that moment. It felt like I was in a movie. It felt like, and then that's what everything in my life changed. Everything in my life changed. And that book is talking about, hey, all is mind, universe is mental. As we go into our magic, I remember, yes, I have a spiritual room I'm sitting in right now as well. But the biggest temple, if you want to call it a temple, that I go into on a daily basis, I'm walking out in the street, it's in my own mind. It's in my own mind. And clearing away those chatter and those thoughts so that you can clear that space so you can really hear what your higher self needs to tell you, from moment to moment. That's when you move from your ego, channeling through you to your higher self channeling through you and, allowing you to step back and it to step forward. And every time you do it, it takes you where you need to go. It creates the magic.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And that's kind of where I'm at with it also. I'm in my magic room right now because I wanted to feel the energy conversation and build upon this conversation through embodying the principles I've learned throughout the years. But when I read that chapter, I was like, man, how the fuck did I come up with a magic room? Right. Remembering, right? It was weird because me and my queen, we always had, we put altars away and stuff like that. But once we moved into this house, we created a magic room, and there's nothing else that can go in it except for our magic. Like, it's like basically a place where we get away and build upon ourselves and do our rituals, meditate.
Exactly.
And, so on. Like, right now I'm looking at 5 different altars. And I'm like, okay. I consciously forgot why I've done the altars, but then at the same time, my subconscious knows exactly why they're here and exactly the power they bring to me and our household,
Right.
In this time. So, it's a beautiful thing.
I'm using your, I want you to know that I really appreciate the fact that you are offering these spiritual products as well because, again, trying to find a melanated person that brings this to the table to support, it's very, very difficult to find. So as I'm getting these spiritual products, turning your whole house into an altar is a powerful thing. All these elements are visuals. We are visual people. We take in a lot through our eyesight, and so having those altars and having those spiritual products there is another form of being able to focus, so that it takes you to another place, spiritually, mentally, to get where you need to go to invoke whatever spirits or whatever thoughts or whatever things you need to have in that moment for you to move forward. Now, I say that I use my temple, being my mind, as my biggest temple because I thought about it and I said, what if you were blind? What else do you have to use? How would you build a temple that you wouldn't be able to look at? You can't see it. So my temple has to be right here in my mind. It has to be here. And it's difficult. It's difficult to take away that chatter. It's difficult to take away that and to get into a quiet space, like that book says, to get into a cleared space in your head. So, it's a wonderful thing to be able to have an altar that you can actually see so that you can focus Focus on that candlelight. Focus on that incense that's burning. Focus on all that to take you out of yourself so you can get into, that place that's beyond time with the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I'm looking at, you're right, I'm looking at statues right now and crystals. And, I mean, you just kind of embody the whole lifestyle of the magic, like, all these statues and crystals that I have in this magic room is a representation of something greater, and I don't even notice them no more. I walk by them whenever I'm in the magic room and do my other intention, or I'm meditating or whatever. But I'll tell you, one person that is blind, that's magic.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder.
Yes. That was exactly. It was the very one I had in my head. Yes.
Talking about.
That brother is all the way awake, all the way woke.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yes, he is.
Some of his songs, he got children playing in the background and stuff like that. That's right there. That's magical. He's pure heart all the way. So I always was curious about what Stevie is seeing or feeling. You know what I mean? Like, because I know him being artist all the time, he's seeing the most light any of us could actually see. When you posted that about Stevie and that album that he did, Secret Life of Plants, talk about giving somebody life. I was like, yes, I remember that. I had that years ago. I had that album. Who knows where it is today, but it's okay because you can still find that music. You can still find that stuff, and I meditate to it. Meditation. Go-to meditation. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So where's your queen? You got her on the line? I want to say hello.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me pop her in real quick, and then I'll get on. I'm gonna bring on Kendra. You coming on next? But babe, holla at Angela. Tell her how much you love her products. Hello.
Queen, you on?
Hello. Hey, Angela. How's it going?
Hi, Queen. Hey, Queen. I'm good. I'm so good. Good to chat with you. Glad to hear you on the line.
Yes. I have so much stuff going through my mind as I'm hearing you talk, like stuff that I want to bring up. But anyways, your teas are amazing. I have to have a full cup every morning, and it helps me to have a good day. Like I say an affirmation while drinking that tea.
Thank you.
Today's going to be a great day.
Yes.
The aroma of your tea, the taste, because I've purchased some pregnancy tea from like Kroger's or something like that, and it tastes nothing like, some of the teas that you have. Your tea is full of flavor.
Thank you.
Like enjoyable.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was the intention as I'm making them. I put a lot of love into my product. I speak over my product as I make it. I am lighting candles as I'm going through the tea making process. I bring spirit in. So when I package every one of those teas, and I hand package each and every one of those sachets myself, so that when you take one of those and put it in your cup of water, then you feel that spirit, because all I have is just good intention that goes into it. So therefore you are taking in all of that good intention as well.
And I definitely am, and I honestly, truly do feel that. I tell my kids, like, I feel so good. I actually, when I drink your tea, I get like a high. And, there's like no drugs in it or anything like that, but that's how good they make me feel. So I can definitely feel that energy that you are inputting into your products. Like I feel it. I can drink it morning, noon, and night and enjoy.
And I tell you, there's no. There's nothing in those teas that'll give you an unnatural high. Those are all, that's from Earth, honey. That's all from the Earth.
Right. And look, I have one of these really, good quality, containers that I put the tea in for when I'm sipping it in the morning. When I pop that top open and that steam comes out, I can just hold it in front of my nose and just inhale. So your tea is so good that I'm getting my conscious breathing on. We know how important, that conscious breath is. Your tea allows me to do that every morning. I have to have my cup.
That's so encouraging. Thank you, guys.
And something else that sticks out to me about your teas, too, is that they all have vibrant color even in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you're blending them up or anything like that, but I've had some that had like this beautiful reddish tint to it. I've had some that had like an orangish tint to it. And so yours are amazing. Like, I will never buy store-bought tea ever again because it just doesn't even compare to your tea, like, at all. You really, I can definitely tell that spirit is involved in this product because it makes me feel so good. I've had great days. I have great days whenever I drink that tea. And I think it's a combination, of course, of my mental state, because your thoughts, that's how your day manifests. But
that's right.
Having that tea in the morning definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Oh, thank you. Thank you again.
Great product. Great product.
Great price, too.
Thank
it's crazy. Like, what in the world? But, man,
right? But
man,
I want it accessible. You go online and you see all these teas, or I go into, famous, I'm not going to mention the name, but I go in famous coffee shops, tea shops, and the tea is so expensive. I mean, people are buying it, but you know what? It's just not that accessible to people. And I want this product to be accessible. I really do, because I and that's, again, Spirit telling me, and I'm learning more and more to be led completely by Spirit, and they teach me how to make the teas. I learned herbiology, and I learned about blending tea. I learned about all of that, but I tell you what, it's Spirit that is teaching me how to make these. And that's why I think that they come out the way that they do.
Great product. Magical, definitely. Definitely a great product. I enjoy every cup I've had.
I told you.
I sure appreciate it.
What they had
and I tried that bath bomb and was blown away by that too.
Oh, it makes you
blown away by that too.
It makes you not want to get out of the tub. If the water starts getting cold, okay, I guess I got to get up now.
Yes, you got to go. The color's so vibrant and so nice. You really feel like you are, just in a totally different place.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So,
you guys are beautiful.
And a shout out to your business and the website. Tell us how they can reach you.
Yes, you can reach me at oshuntea.com. That's OSHUNTEA.com, Oshun Tea. And right now, we have a special going, 30% off on all the teas. I've got some specials going on the other products as well. So you can see the sale that's going on right now. I've got some other special sales coming up, too. So don't forget to keep watching and checking that email. Sign up for the newsletter, because you get special discounts in the mail that nobody else gets access to. You got to sign up by going to the website, and it'll prompt you to sign up right there. And I got a new product just came out, already starting to get orders for it. It is the Rose Water Spirit Mist. Don't miss it. I knew about rose water as a little girl. My grandmother used to use rose water, but it's not like this. And I tell you again, another product Spirit showed me how to make. Potent. Will bring about whatever intent you need to bring. Don't need a little bit, but it's great. I have to say so myself, but that's coming from Spirit, so I'm giving them all the honor on that.
Dope. I said it all. You said it all, and that magic.
That's right.
we'll definitely be trying all of that out. You know, the first two products that we've tried, we are knowers, okay? We know that your stuff is of good quality and it's definitely led from the right place. So I definitely want some of that rose water, babe.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Yeah,
thank you so much. All right. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to come on and give me a little plug for my business. But it's always great to talk to you guys. Great people, great service, everything.
Right, Angela, you're gonna stay on. I'm gonna keep you on. We're gonna try to dive into this book and
That's right. This book is powerful. Anybody who hasn't read it yet, you gotta get it. You gave them the PDF so they could download it for free.
Right. Right. I don't know how much we still have to say, but okay, let's go. Let's get it in there.
What I wanted to say really quickly, Angela, we had a similar experience in the church, and I don't want to stay on this topic long. I just want to tell my story because it's similar to yours. But I was at this church. I was at this church that I was going to. I was in just a state of confusion at the time, and I was searching for answers. And so I went to this church that a lot of my friends had been going to, and they're singing their gospel songs, whatever. And for something or Spirit just told me, do you feel this energy that was it was an energy kind of just hovering over everybody that was just kind of sucking up the energy that people were putting out as they were singing, as they were in the Holy Ghost, as they were in these, states. And energy was not giving anything back.
Right.
That's what the Spirit had told me. And it was like, and at that time, I was kind of getting into meditation. I was just trying to figure myself out. I was in a funny space where I'm like, I know there has to be something higher than what's going on right now in my life. And so I had that experience to where Spirit came to me and said, do you feel that energy? It was like an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying? Like something just soaking up the energy in there. And after that, I was like, okay, well, I know that I got to do something else because this isn't it.
That's right.
So I just wanted to bring that up because I thought about that whenever you said what you had said and what your experience was. And it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. And when you open up your mind enough, or when you go through enough turmoil or trauma, because we all know that trauma can play a part in your subconscious mind, right? Like they say, trauma, repetition, and symbols, they all affect the subconscious mind. Well, I guess I was in a traumatic state where my mind was just open to receiving something. And Spirit swooped in that moment and was like, do you not feel that? Like all of these people, everybody here are just giving, and they're not receiving anything from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the things, and I realized in that moment that the things that we do manifest, we're manifesting from our own mind, okay?
Yes.
Because we're thinking constantly over and over and over again, I'm praying for this, I'm praying for this, I'm praying for this. And because you're doing that, you're making your self-belief know that it's going to manifest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after that, it just kind of snapped and whole life changed. But anyways, babe, go ahead and continue whatever you're going to do.
Thank you so much. So wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you.
Peace and light, sister. Peace and light.
Peace and light.
Dude, my son even love that. All right, let's get it in, man. Let's get on this book, man. Babe, you got the energy, huh? I'm about to say, I'm telling you, look, my queen, she is definitely one of them people that is supposed to be giving and helping and showing the light because she's all the way fully throttled. It's almost like a video game, man. She's on a whole different level than I am. I'm just humbled to be in her presence.
Look at you.
So yeah, let's get it in. Let me put on Let me put on Kindred. Kindred, let us know what you got from chapter 2. I know you read the book. Come on, Kindred, what it is. Hello.
Hey, I'm just absorbing all this energy I'm getting from all these different callers coming in and relating to everybody's experience and how it's almost like the same that things that have occurred in my life. I'm just blown away by that. Yeah.
We got to this book today, man, because it's everybody.
Definitely. Chapter 2 and stuff. Excuse me, because I have like a little cold and stuff. Chapter 2 definitely. I was kind of like overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God, because I don't have like you was talking about having a magical space, and I don't have one. I have altars in my house, but I don't have a magical space. And so at first I was like kind of overwhelmed by some of the stuff, you would have to purchase and stuff and get and make and stuff. But then, I was able to get a better understanding of it. It's really about preparing you. It's about your environment influencing you as a magician. And if you're a baker, if you're baking cakes, you have to have flour and sugar and pans and so forth, and also a working area. Same as a magician, you have to have a working area with different things that you need to, to influence, to alter your reality of what you want, and stuff, because you're really dealing with energy and stuff. So it was definitely, it was definitely a good chapter. I really, enjoyed it, and I'm, starting to get some of the things that I need to build up, because I have a library that none of my kids go in. Nobody goes in except me. So I can, make that space, my temple.
Yeah,
and
he was.
Go ahead.
No, he was really just talking about just getting away from like the mundane or the problem day. You just want to find a space where you can go and just build upon yourself and be in one with yourself. And for example, like about when I first started on the spiritual game, probably about 9 years ago, right? Shit, I didn't have no room. Shit, I had a little corner. Probably if I even had that, I had a car that I probably sit in. You know what I'm saying? And figure out just me, just trying to figure out me, just trying to get away from, distractions, the TV, and all that. Like our magical room now, there's no electronics in here except for now. I had to put the laptop in here because, I gotta do the little show or whatever. But there's no electronics. There's nothing in here that can hinder you. The only thing we use is our cell phone to meditate and really vibrate off that music. We just build upon. We just go in here and we get to ourselves. Like I know whenever I come in our magic, I can build and reflect on myself and meditate and become greater. And then when I come out, I can be greater for my queen. You know what I'm saying? So and I know she feels the same way. She can come in here, meditate, do a ritual that's all in her mind, in her space. And then as she does the ritual, putting out that good energy, she can come out and be greater for me and vice versa. So it's a beautiful thing. it's a beautiful thing just to get away from noise. You see what I'm saying? You want to noise. So that can be anywhere. You can get away from the noise outside. Sometimes I go to the park and I sit in the middle of the park, nobody's there, and I'll sit there taking that sunlight, absorb that energy and just meditate. And great. And I'm telling you, it's the consistency. When you do it consistently, like what I know is people tend to give up, but you can't give up on magic. You gotta keep going, because you're trying to break down that mental block you have. So to find times to get alone and get inside yourself. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah. Because like you were saying, in the book and stuff, also about having that alone time and not allowing people out, from the outside into that sanctuary, because they can become, how it says, usually what they do not know or understand, they will invent, and imagination becomes quite fertile, invariable in the wrong way. So mainly, if you have people that come in and they don't understand what's going on, their minds is going, and so the best thing you can do is not even let anyone into that area, that like you have your wife and everything, that but she has that kind of understanding of what's going on. But people from the outside, and to keep a lock on it and stuff, that was real interesting, because not everybody gonna understand where you're going with this, especially if they've been raised in the church and stuff like that. They don't understand that, it's beyond their level of understanding, and you can't get mad at them, because at one time you was at that point too. So,
man, I'm gonna just look real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all what I got in this magic room. Real quick things that'll kill people if they walk in here. I got a Baphomet statue, a Baphomet picture, a big Baphomet picture hung up. I got a Tahuti picture hung up, a Tahuti statue, an Osiris statue. We got Bob Marley hung up. We got the Buddha hung up.
Okay.
We got a Lakshmi statue. The list goes on and on. We got a Anubis statue at the doorway. But if somebody walked in here, they would think we were the devil.
That was Bob Hemming who said. He said he had a Baphomet picture or statue in his house. He said he could leave the door wide open if somebody was broke in his house. Then run out.
Yeah, people
run out.
The Baphomet is just meaning the complete man, the complete black man.
Yeah, but they have no understanding of that. They say, they devil worshippers, let's run out of here. So,
and that's been programmed into their mind to react. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have stuff also in the living room and in our other spaces, but man, I'm not going to even lie. Sometimes we put that shit up just because we don't want to hear, certain things from people or whatever.
Yeah.
All actuality, they're coming into our living space, and we need to be able to hold our own. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got to hide my Baphomet statue in my living room just because somebody that's confused about who they are feels like that's the devil. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But don't feel bad about that. I mean, let's be realistic. If you had something, just think of it as, if you had something for instance, a child, you would want to keep in your house or whatever, and a child, this would be detrimental to a child. They could choke on it or whatever. You hate to break it down in that simple term and stuff. That they are not ready to digest that, yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you wouldn't have, stuff in your home, where it would be in reach of a child and they would choke or something would happen to that kid. The same thing you have to do with, people coming in your home. They're not ready to digest that and stuff. So, the best thing is to put it away. And hopefully one day they'll be able to understand it, So,
yeah, that's a good point, Kendra. That's a really great point. And, y'all don't want to go in my son's room.
Oh, my.
Papa made a picture of in there, too.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is not shelter him from things that people feel is dangerous or whatever, just like we were saying, good and bad, there's no good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's a symbol. The symbol means that was intended. Now, if we programmed his mind to think that the symbol was the devil, then okay, why would we put that up? That wouldn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But since programming his mind to know that this symbol represents you as a completed black God, chaos being that you are, that you're able to do and manifest everything you want on this earth, as above, so below. Yin and yang, male and female energy. Then why would I shelter him from that? I want him to grow and be the greatest version of himself he can ever be.
That's right. And you very well, because right now, I mean, having teenagers and raising them into the Lord, and now, becoming conscious and putting in the work to create my own reality, and then working with my children and stuff, it's like working backwards. So you have the opportunity while your baby has a fertile mind to plant those seeds of, knowing that he is, ye are God, that he is a God, and that he creates his own reality. And that's a good thing to have, right, because I tell my kids all the time, sometimes they want to listen, sometimes they don't. But I'm like, Mom, I'm about to spit you some game that I didn't learn till I was 40. So, I'm going to break this down to you so you won't be caught up in the superstition and thinking that your life is outside of your control, and stuff. So, they're grasping it, and, surely, slowly but surely, but it's good that you're doing that at a young age and stuff. So, but the book, I did like the part where he talks about how it's in order for you to silence is very important, and how you have to have peace. Peace, he says, equals power. And that's like very important when it comes to magic, is having that peace and stuff. You can't have turmoil and confusion and expect to have positive results and stuff like that. And like you were saying before, that temple is just a place where you take yourself out of that world, where you can. When you're sitting up there and he talks about dressing in a robe and stuff, and, you getting yourself in a position, from the sound, from the music that's being played, to the smells, to the colors, to the natural lighting, to the way you position and stuff, the way he breaks it down and stuff, where you putting yourself in a position where you're taking yourself out that mundane world and you in your own workspace to make magic and stuff. And it's a place of peace and tranquility. and that you can actually do this. You really extract yourself outside of the world.
Right. Right. Now, in some of that chapter 2, Philip Cooper, you can tell he was white.
You can tell he was what?
You could tell he was white.
Is he a white man?
I don't know. Some of the stuff he was
in
saying.
the beginning of the book, when I saw the Ankh, you know.
Oh, that doesn't matter. The white people love
Well,
him.
I don't know. I just automatically thought he was a black guy. I mean, well, maybe so.
Man,
I mean,
a lot of you. When I used to have my little store, these white people used to buy the hell out of these Ankhs. They used to buy the hell out of the thing, but they shoot.
So tell me this: how you felt he was? How you figured? You know, his
It feels. I mean, of course, it is a chaos being melanin thing. The Ankh is obviously all the way black, but they don't care. They feel like they have a soul too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let them believe whatever they want to believe.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But there is a part where Philip Cooper could have a soul because Bobby always used to say 15% of white people do have a soul. So because some souls wanted to reincarnate as a white man or whatever. So I don't know how deep that. I heard Panic say that too. So it's it's a case study. But yeah, let me go ahead and get somebody else on the line so they can speak their truth about the book. Hopefully they read it. Let's go with. Does anybody have anything for Kendra? Anybody have any insight or knowledge for Kendra that's on the line?
I do, dear. I do.
Of course, your ass do.
Well, no, I just wanted to say that our altars, our magical space, or our temples, whatever we want to call it, it's all personal for us. And that's probably why you were probably getting that white vibe, babe, because he was being so specific about all of these things that you so-called needed to have in your space. When in all reality, we all know that everything is mental, first of all, and so you don't got to have nothing. If you go into a room that has absolutely nothing in it and you believe that in that space with nothing you're going to manifest something, then you will. You know what I'm saying? So our magical spaces, our temples, we don't have to have all of that stuff that he was saying, this, and this, knowing all the walls. I'm not saying all of that stuff probably does not amplify your magical work, because I could totally believe that it does. But we didn't apply that much effort in knowing which wall was what and, which way the sun was facing. And that's all good information. It's good to know. It's good to know. But, however you decide to do it, whatever's clear from your heart and you creating your magical space, then it's for you. My very first magical room, temple, was in my very first apartment that I had, and it was literally like a little nook, a little corner that was it was really like a computer desk kind of area that was kind of built into the apartment. Literally just threw a cloth down on there, had some candles, put some pictures of my ancestors up, but that's what I had to work with at the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have none of the things that he said that you needed to have on there, but it had what I felt was good to alter my state of mind and for me to get some results. So I think that's very important just to know for all of us. We got to do what feels right to us. And, of course, we need to do our research on how to include the 4 elements into our magical space. But being as detailed as to east, west, north, south. Like I said, I'm not saying that probably does not work because I've done rituals before to where I did like a banishing ritual where I turned east, west, north, south, all of that good stuff like that. But we just got to start wherever we are. You know what I'm saying? And do the best that we can do in the space that we have. Like I'm sure he did say that in the book. And then another thing that I wanted to bring up really quickly is when he's saying that relaxation, he's talking about going into meditation again. You know what I'm saying? But making it simpler. I think people who are not already into meditation may think that meditation is something weird. You know what I'm saying? But it's simply relaxing because when you relax, your thoughts slow down.
Yeah, right.
That's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal of what we're trying to do, slowing down our thoughts enough to where we can hear in between that space between thought to thought. You know what I'm saying? So that relaxation, I wanted to bring that up because that's so important. And sometimes we can get so busy with our chaotic lives, being parents, going to work, doing this, and this, that we don't take the time to just relax. You know what I'm saying? Just relax and see what comes to mind. I relaxed today, and it's so funny because I relaxed today in the middle of the living room floor. I just laid out on the floor today after doing a yoga routine to get myself ready to deliver this baby. I just laid out on the floor, and after I did that for about 10 minutes, I was able to get up, go get my son, take him for a walk around the park, and do all of this other stuff because I took that time for myself. So that's important. That's important. And then another thing that I wanted to bring up before I let you go to somebody else is the creating that peace of mind. What came to my mind as I was reading that is the fact that if our minds aren't clear, we cannot create, right? Because it's just too much clutter. You need space in order to bring in new stuff. For example, on a mundane level, you can't expect to be bringing in new clothes to that closet if in your closet you have a whole bunch of old clothes, right? Like on a very mundane level, I vividly remember just recently giving away a whole bunch of clothes. And guess what? About 2-3 weeks later, a whole bunch of new stuff coming in to fill up that closet. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with our mental beliefs. It's the same thing with how we want to manifest. If our minds are still cluttered with old stuff from the past, and we don't clean it out, we don't have enough space in there to be occupied with new things that we want to create. And so I thought about that. I think that's a really beautiful thing, and it's about, letting go.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about deliberate concentration and imagination. That's what makes your magic room. So when you deliberately, and I'm talking about fully engage in the imagination process as you go into your magic room or your temple or your space or whatever, you have to visualize without any distraction, any hindrance of noise or worry about the day, and just completely involve yourself in that thought, in that imagination, in that visualization process that you are invoking. So you want to always put yourself in that state. You don't want to, you don't want to say, I will have this and all of that. You want to visualize yourself doing the intention at that time. The power now. The power now. All right. Yeah, babe, that's great, man. That was a great point you put up. Let's get, man, what? I'm going to have to get on, man, this daycare.
I'm about to see this. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah, because, I was going to put your ass off anyway. Your ass. All right, let's see. Angela, do you got any insight for anything? Anything you want to speak on before I plug anybody else on real quick?
No, I just, what I really appreciate everything that's been said. And, it's funny, as everybody was speaking and telling their truth and what was going on, I was thinking, man, if somebody doesn't believe in collective consciousness, this conversation ought to help them believe in it. Okay? Because if you are talking amongst a group of people and you all are experiencing very same or similar or exact things, you can't tell me there's no such thing as a collective consciousness and that we're not all a part of it. So, again, affirmation, affirmation, affirmation. I feel good about where I am and the people who are in my circle and the people I'm connecting with, like you all and the other people in this group. And, let's just keep that energy flowing because that's going to benefit everybody.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, let me bring on, let's go with, matter of fact, let's try, let's get one of these other guests that have been on here for a while. Let's go with Illinois. Illinois, if you're from Illinois, jump on, tell me something you learned. Illinois, hello.
I don't have anything to say. I'm just listening in. I don't have the book yet. I'm working on it, though. But I'm just listening in. I'm enjoying the conversation.
Awesomeness. I love that. Thank you for the truth. Thank you for your support. Love, Live Life group. Just holler at us, and we'll try to get you the book somehow, some way, somehow. And that's the thing too, people. We're here. I mean, This is the thing. When you share information, when you give out light, you receive back. So as we're growing, as we're evolving, as we're trying to figure out our existence here on this realm, you have to share your knowledge. Like Bobby said in that video I put at the beginning of the last book club meeting. You're you're finding out information for yourself. Then you're bringing it back to the tribe. So we got to be knowing that everything we're doing is not only helping yourself, but helping others so we can get to that higher place of consciousness. Okay, so yeah, let's get it. Let's keep this thing going. Let's get Coach B on here. Coach B, what up? Hello, what you got, Coach B?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm sorry. I think there's always a delay in the mute. I apologize. What was the question, Dream? I'm sorry.
There's no question. We're just trying to figure out what kind of insight do you have on what we've been talking about, really, or do you understand? You see where we're going with the chapter 2? It's basically because chapter 1 was a doozy, but chapter 2 is basically stating to find a comfortable place to where you can create and bring things into this physical realm.
And I think I did hear a few people talking about, it being a challenge, whether they're in a shared space, whether they just have their own space and it's small, and where to put up an altar or where to perform your magic. And I just learned where I'm at now mentally with magic, opposed to where I was when I first started. One of the biggest lessons I understood is that what resonates with you is what you need to go with. I mean, there's some foundational universal laws and understandings and practices, but I've noticed in my maturity that a lot of people in the beginning, whether they mean to or not, and sometimes some seasoned folks are so engrossed in opinion and telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and you need to do it this way. I just subscribe to the idea of when we understand the basic foundation. For instance, when we start our magic and we understand the basic foundation of the 4 elements, or sometimes people say 5 when you talk about spirit. But if you're talking about just the basic 4 elements of magic and of creation, the air, the earth, the water, and the fire, I don't think there should be such hard, fast coming down on new people. Oh, well, you need to do it this way, and it has to be this way, and this was worked for me. I appreciate the fact that I've always been of a clear mind, and I move with what my gut says or what my higher self says or what resonates with me. Any of those words are fit. So I try to encourage people when they're first starting out, don't compare your practice or your growth or your lack of growth with the next person, because that's discouraging. You may know someone who has a separate room to practice their magic. Or in my case, when I started out, I had a nightstand in my bedroom, And then I also found out that certain people feel, oh, well, you shouldn't do magic in the bedroom, or you shouldn't do magic, you shouldn't put it in the closet, or you shouldn't do. If it works for you, if it's not bothering you, if it resonates with you, roll with it. Because oftentimes the more studying you do, the more practicing you do, if something needs to change, you'll be notified. Trust and believe. Experience will let you know, hey, it's time to progress past this, or hey, let's do this, or hey, let's try it this way. And then you'll be able to find where you get more results. Definitely, Sis, who was on here earlier stating about it all starts in the mind and with intention and meditation and that energy. The physical magic we do is to speak to our subconscious, to put something tangible with the intangible to bring it into manifestation. Not so much about the size of the altar or how long you meditate or how long you practice. That comes with gaining more knowledge. 7 minutes of meditation might work for you, where the next person might need an hour. That's just what resonates with them. Don't compare yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Trust me. Be open-minded. Use that third eye and listen to your higher self, and you'll know what adjustments you need to make.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And I wrote one of Phil Cooper's lines down. It really resonated in chapter 2 for me. He said, "Facts are created by our minds. So what the mind can conceive, it can achieve."
Yes. Yes.
So if you believe no, because I hate the word believe, if you believe no that your corner is making this magic happen for you, then that's the truth. It works. You just got to know it within your heart. You got to know it within your being. You got to feel it and just let it go, and then make that thing pop off.
Absolutely. I thought about something. One of the personal examples I have when I first started was I used to blow my candles out. And, a few people just jumped on me like, oh, you're blowing the magic away, and don't blow them out. You're supposed to snuff them out, and, don't do this, that, and the third, like it's a hard, fast rule. And my response was, I've always been very confident and outspoken. I said, well, I get great results with doing it this way. Like, I'm not easily influenced or intimidated, or, you can't make me feel bad. You can teach me, but don't try to make me feel as if I have to do it this way, my way is bad. But I can say that even though I feel like I've had good results and I blew my candles out, over time, Spirit told me, and I grew into snuffing out my candles. So, but not because someone told me, because I honestly say it took at least a year before I decided to try it. And it could have been my stubbornness and a little ego, like, you ain't going to tell me, and, because that's not a rule. Don't tell me that. But again, so that's what I mean when I say Spirit will let you know when it's time to progress past a particular practice. To use a pimp saying, which is applicable across, like, several levels, is when you know better, you do better. But it has to be because there's something that resonated with you. You shouldn't be shamed into doing something different because somebody else is doing it. There's many pathways to follow, but it all starts with, like Sis said, with your intention. That's the biggest, most effective ingredient in magic is your intention. You can get all the stones you want, all the statues, write your own spells, know your own, learn incantations, buy all the colors of the chakra candle. Like, you can do all of that. But if that mind ain't together, you're not going to see any results. And then you're going to be mistakenly thinking that there's no such thing as magic when that's not true. You have to have that first primary foundational ingredient, your intention, your mental energy. You have to have that in check.
Yep, that imagination rules the nation for
Absolutely.
real.
Absolutely.
All right, anybody have any insights to come on before I plug somebody else on? Real quick, let's try to get as much people as we can on so we can get this knowledge or get people's insight. It's just a beautiful thing, and I'm really encouraged by the show, and I'm loving it because I understand that we are a community of everybody speaking their truth, and if you can't take nothing away from this, then you're just on the wrong call.
Right.
Let's go with Georgia. Georgia, you are on the line. Georgia, do you have anything to say about the book?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. And I see you got my text. I just wanted to piggyback a little bit on what you guys were saying. We all was talking about the altar. The way I interpret that was everybody's at a different level of consciousness, okay? And what, like she said a few minutes ago, I believe your intention and your emotions got to go together in order to, you might not be able to, like me, I have a statue of Buddha, some candles, incense, stuff like that, my bowl, my singing bowl or whatever, and some white sage and all that. But I think the intention there, and not getting off the subject, but I watched a video the other day, and it was talking about the 4 levels of consciousness, and I honestly believe everybody fall in one of these 4 levels. Either you're just leaving one level, going into the next level, and believe it or not, what caught my attention, the 4th level is the wizard, the magician. Okay, but you're still learning. But once you get there, and I'm just going to read it. I took a few notes. The first one is a drone. That means you suppresses a lot. You're a sleeper. You refuse to accept self-love. You refuse to love yourself, and you believe everything, and you don't question nothing. You accept everything. That's where we were when we was like Christians. When the Christians think, "Oh, I done made it. I'm saved," and all that. And you just believe. You don't question. You just accept it. And you're scared to offend other people. And that's another thing you guys said. Maybe because I'm a Virgo, I don't like to hurt people's feelings, but I'm going to be me. And if being me offends you, I'm sorry, but I don't know nobody else to be,
Okay, let me ask you this, Georgia. Who are you? Let us know your name. Tell everybody your name, where you what you've been doing with this magic. Let us know something.
Okay. My name is Tony Moore. I was on about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, T. Okay. That's good. Yeah. And
and the second level is the artist. When you become an artist, you begin to express. You done found, it's like winning the lottery. You done found something new. You want to tell everybody. You're very expressive, but you have no balance. You either focus in one way, this way. You're just excited, And then the third one is like an alchemist. And he said this is when the magic starts to happen. You're still a little wavy, but you kind of like moving toward that. But then that 4th one was that wizard, the magician. And the main thing I got out of that one is it says no self. Once you know yourself, that holds the key to your inner freedom.
Yes, that's dope. Okay, yeah, that's great. Anybody have any insight for Tony or any comments they want to make? All right, let's get Tony. Hold on to the call. We're gonna plug somebody else in real quick. Let's get these people in so we can try to get as much love and light as we can on today's book club. Let's go with Michigan, West Michigan. West Michigan, you are on. Hello. West Michigan. 3, 2, 1, and right. Let's go with Southwest New Jersey. Southwest New Jersey, you are on. Let us know some lights.
Hello.
Give us light. Hello.
Hey. I'm kind of hoarse. I'm sorry. My voice is horrible right now. Hello, everybody.
Hey. Great. Whatever you do, whatever.
I'm like laying down listening to you guys. I really I'm enjoying like what I'm hearing, like the previous lady, Georgia. I forget what her name was, but I'm kind of just listening. But what I could take from the chapter was that I really do have to get my personal space. Like right now, I'm in a process of moving. I'm actually about to move across the country. I'm going to the West Coast, and it's going to be a pretty good move for me because I'll be able to start to build my altar a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I'm still at the beginning stages of a lot of stuff, so I'm just learning and studying and listening. But I'm at the point where I'm trying to practice, like just practicing my craft and trying to find out what my little niche really is. So I'm not really I'm not really real experienced in anything or anything like that. So I'm just learning and listening right now. I'm trying not to wake my son up. But
okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Let me shed this light on you though.
Okay.
You are the most powerful magician I ever heard.
Can you repeat that one more time?
You are the most powerful magician I have ever heard.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. I wasn't sure.
Hey, just let it resonate.
It did.
Let it know. You'll feel it. And you'll know. And the light is just, it shines. You can feel it. Everybody can feel it.
I just feel real optimistic right now.
There's an energy within people where it's hard to describe because energy, you can't really describe it. It's chaos. It's chaotic.
Yeah.
But when you touch and tap into your true self, oh man, you're gonna be scary. You're gonna be really, really scary, and it's what we call magic, but it's just what we is.
Yeah, that's us. That's what it is. I'm optimistic.
Stay on the line. We're just gonna keep on plugging in people.
Okay.
Anybody got any insight they want to share? Any light they want to drop?
What I will say really quickly to her comment is that the first step in even being a magician or even coming into the spirituality and releasing yourself from things from the past is that humility and coming from a space of being a learner.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, that's never going to stop. Like, that's the true magician, is a person who knows that you're never, because knowledge is infinite.
Mm-hmm.
And spiritual knowledge is always changing. Something that was one way last year will be totally different this way because the spirit has to change and come to us in different ways for where we are in this specific space and time. So I just want to say, that you're right where you need to be, and we're always learning as you are. Though we're having this conversation and we're talking about altars and
this, and this. We're always in a learning state of being, and that's how we have to stay. Because when we leave this, when we aren't humble anymore, when we don't have that humility, or we don't have that mental space of I'm trying to learn, then that's when spirit starts to shut us off and doesn't give us the revelations that we need to be able to continue our spiritual journey. So I'm just inspired by what you're saying right now, and I'm a learner too. I'm learning too.
I'm glad about that. That's good. I could take something away from that. Just like I could appreciate also what she was saying about people having their own method of doing things and kind of like having their own rules and stuff. So I can pretty much fill out what's okay. I'm just trying to get more organized right now. Like I said, I'm in the process of moving, and I can't really do what I want to do, but I'm really optimistic, and it's like I'm just ready to, like, I'm trying not to rush myself, but that's really
right.
I just want to hurry up and just get settled, you know, like move. It's like a big move right now. I'm moving from Jersey to California, and it's like a big step in my life, and I'm grateful. So I'm just ready. Like, I'm so ready. So I'm just trying to please myself and just learn as much as I can.
Definitely.
And can I say one thing about you? Said you're just starting off. I mean, I am too, really. But what I found out, the meditation is the secret. If you can start meditating, and people think that you have to be in a certain place to meditate. I work with special needs, and I have to take them to the park every day. Sometimes I just sit in the park, and you look up in the sky and just look at clouds. Just, you know, inhale and exhale, and think of them clouds as your thoughts. Okay, let the cloud come, and then let the cloud go. Just don't get attached to your thought. Your thought's gonna come, but just say, okay, whatever, and then move on, and then just start focusing on your breath. You know, breathing in, being grateful you can breathe in and breathe out. You know, just if you don't do nothing but that, that's meditating.
I've been practicing, and I really appreciate that point because I've been practicing. It's been working.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I appreciate that a lot.
Okay.
Let's try to get a few more people on. Does anybody have any other insight?
Thank you, guys.
No problem. Any other insight before we try to grab on? And there's something I wanted to say. That is very important that we understand that this magic, this energy that we're exuding is
behind it. The dream of noodles. Yeah.
It's within. It's in us, right? So just simple fact of us becoming a student or just knowing that this stuff is endless of knowledge and just knowing in this lifetime, like not saying when we transition, we're going to be learning anything. We probably just know infinitely. But we definitely placed ourselves down here to be in a state of ignorance to learn and grow in this realm. Because this is just a big illusion, okay? Yeah. And this illusion is covered over our eyes, is making us feel like we're, man, I wish I could explain it in a better way. Man, I lost it. I thought
I can understand where you're going though with that.
Well, the illusion feels the feeling of thinking this whole thing is it. This is it. This is it. Like this is it. This is it. I die and then it's over. No, you transition, but you transition into a higher state of consciousness.
Right.
And then in this consciousness, you're going to you can go to other worlds. You can be anything else, or you can get reincarcerated back into a baby brain.
Yeah. I just started to say that.
So it's a thing where you just have to know. You have to know and know full, pure-heartedly that this is not it. You can die tomorrow, and you can die tomorrow and still be in the Matrix and not know that you died. There's so many different levels to this game that it's kind of scary, but just for the simple fact of y'all being in this room and being in this call, y'all won't have to come back.
And I think about that a lot. Like, I hope I'm not, like, I joke around and tell people, like, friends and stuff, I don't want to come back down here. But I could see that happening to me on the ironic side. Like, it would be so ironic just to come back. And I think it's just like school, like just different grades. That's all.
Right. And can I say this? When he said earlier, the man that wrote the book is a white man, I'm struggling, and I'm not prejudiced, I promise. I'm probably older than you, but I'm not prejudiced, but this is a lesson it got me learning right now. I ain't going to say I don't like white people. I don't put white people in my space too much, right? And so the more I'm learning, they telling me that we all are one. And I posed that question. I don't understand how are we all one. And I don't hate them, but I don't mess with them, you know. And I work for a white lady, and I promise you, today she told me, she said, girl, you're magic. You can do anything. She told me that.
Wow.
Now, I wish I would have got that from somebody else. I would have accepted it a little bit better. She said, you can do anything. She said, you're magic, you know. And I said, yeah, you're right, you know, because I don't know what else I don't want to put them, because I hear that's where Malcolm X and all them fail. They put the wrong people in their spaces, you know.
Wow.
You know what? I'm sorry to interject, but I really, since you said that, I have to say this. I think that because our ancestors knew that a lot of us were going to be asleep, that since they can use anything and anybody, that they use even white people to get messages to us, okay? So I think that even though that person who wrote the book may have been a white man, that I think that spirit worked through them, because at that time they knew we got to get this message out. We got to get this message through. And that was the only person that they could use at that time to get the message to us. And as far as being, white folks, they recognize spirit. They recognize what a king and a queen is. They recognize what a goddess and a goddess is. So when they told you you're magic, they recognize that, and that's why they told that to you.
Okay. And I believe it and everything, but that's just where I am at this point. I mean, I don't dislike. She real nice to me, and most people like me for real, but I'm not going to say I don't like them. I just, it's just where I guess that might be where I need to grow. That might be where my growth need to be, because a lot of us with black skin, we just got black skin because we just as white as they are mentally. I ran into some white people treated me better than blacks, but it's just, and if you get ready to go to California, when I was living in California, one of the best, I was homeless for a minute. This girl let me in her house. She come home one day and started crying. She said, you don't treat me like you do your black friends. I wasn't aware of it. I just never knew how to get them. Even in Christianity said Jesus had 12 disciples. But if you read it, he only kept 3 in his inner circle. And I've always been like this. I know a whole lot of people, but not everybody can come up in my inner circle.
Well, the good thing is I do have a friend that's there already, so I don't have to worry about, like, being alone or being around any strangers. And she's on the same level I'm on. Like, she's going into the same stuff I'm into. And I do have somebody there to, like, show me roses. That's weird that you brought that up. Like, she felt like you didn't treat her like her other friends. I'm not at. I don't have an opinion about like black and white people. I'm kind of like past that a little bit.
I'm
but,
getting there. Help me.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion. Like they don't. I don't really see them. Like I told myself I'm not going to see police. I don't see the cops. Like I don't see certain things. So I don't really have an opinion one way or another. I'm not intimidated by any of that. Like I don't know.
What let me tell y'all what Bobby said, and it's funny that y'all mentioned this because I got over the years I made probably 100 videos. Let's just say 100 videos on just stuff that would just help me reflect on knowledge and stuff like that. Because Bobby's videos are long. Oh my God,
yeah.
Shit. 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Some of his videos, man, you be like, man, what the fuck are you talking about, Bobby? But you know what's the funny?
Later down the road.
Everything he was saying was truth, and you can feel that energy, you can feel that vibe resonating through him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about, we live in the microwave age. Shit, we need our shit right now. We need that information right now. We don't got 3-4 hours, Bobby. We don't got shit. They talking about 10, 11 hours.
Are they fighting outside?
Man, right now, shit, we need 10-minute lectures. Shit, we need.
No. I enjoy the long lectures.
Yeah,
but
that's why I appreciate it. Like when they start coming out with the shorter versions of video, like you have brought a lot of videos with just straight to the point information that we need for the day, and I definitely appreciate that. Some of the videos that you have been doing and stuff. And there's another guy, I forgot his name. I have him on YouTube, and he's Mastery.
Mastery, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
His video, yeah.
Stuff up there too quick. He's going all the way through, and that's good because we need that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Inspiration or quick insight to where we can tap in and really digest the food and savor it. You know what I mean? So it's good. It's good. But yeah, the point was, what was we talking about? We was talking about
when I said something about not seeing the cops and not seeing what did I say? We were talking about black and white people and I have an opinion one way or another. I was saying.
This is what I'm gonna do. I got a video that y'all just made me recall that I made a while ago. With Bobby dropping the whole knowledge of how this whole white European movement became relevant and how they're relevant today and how important they are for us today. So it's a great video that compiled. Bobby is a genius. You have to take a snapshot of Bobby because he can ramble.
Yeah.
He can.
But I had a question. Did you say that he said that white people have souls?
No, white people do not have souls.
Okay, because I don't think they have. So I've been saying that for years. Even when I was a Christian, I used to say that they didn't have souls. Because I did a little Black history study, and it said that when they were standing in them Caucasus Mountains or whatever, that's when they lost. They was originally black, but they started losing stuff. That's why they lost their hair color, their skin color, and I believe they lost their souls. I believe they can have spirit, but they ain't got no souls. And
I remember that. I remember that lecture now. I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bobby.
Was it human artificial?
No, Bobby said basically that white people were basically manifested by us
Mhm.
Because we were supposed to go in a great sleep. If we always had everything, if we always had everything, we always knew everything, we are supreme beings. We needed some challenges so that we can be able to become great again. I can't remember exactly how he put it, but when I put this video out, it'll make a lot of sense how Bobby broke it down, and it's actually a magical thing that y'all made me remember that I made that video. That was great.
Maybe that's what we need right now. That's why the subject came up.
Matter of fact, yeah, exactly. Well, it's not really a big deal. I remember making it, and I'm thinking like, damn, Bobby is truly. I mean, there's so many books you can read to get onto the subject. Like I read this book, Atlanteans and Lemuria. I can't remember who wrote it, but basically it was saying we were invisible beings. Black people or melanated people were like this kind of spirit being thing on the earth, and then we kind of fell into a human body, and we just became, slowly and surely, we started losing ourselves. We started losing ourselves slowly and surely, all the way up until we became we had knowledge of self, but we didn't understand how to use our spiritual system, just like with a snap of the finger. And then we're here at the state we're at now, which is shit. We're just trying to get back to that. We're trying to get back to
remember.
Well, we're trying to get back to remembering, but we're even trying to get back to manifesting.
Yeah.
What you said earlier about reincarnation, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and like they say, deja vu and stuff like that. And I personally think that we gonna reincarnate, and like you say, if we get what we came here for, I believe we came here for a purpose, and if we get that lesson we come here for, as far as consciousness and if we're doing whatever I believe we can move to that next level. But I believe if we don't, if we come in close like we are now on this journey we are on right now, we're getting close. So basically what I'm thinking is if we don't get it, we're going to have to come back, but we'll come back the next time on a little higher level than this level, because we've been through what we're going through now. But I believe that we can come, because I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. If you came here for a purpose, you didn't just come here to work and die. Work, get married, and die. I don't think you came here for that. I think we came here for a purpose. And where I am now, I'm learning it's only two things you can do. It's either fear or love. And my challenge is to love white people. I'm gonna tell y'all might think this funny, but this is funny. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday because I'm getting a few white spots in my face, right? And I'm in my mid to late 50s. I ain't gonna say exact, but I'm close to 60. So I went to the doctor and I asked my doctor a while back, "Am I getting this Michael Jackson thing?" She said, "No, that normally starts on your hands." She said, "But this one, first I had one, now two, and the other day I looked, it's three." So I asked my doctor. She said, "I'm gonna refer you to a dermatologist." She said, "But it looks like you're just losing your melanin." I said, "No, don't say that. I can't afford to lose that." And she started laughing. Yeah, she started laughing. I said, no, I don't want to lose that. But I'm thinking it's a sign for me to get right and try to, love.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. That's crazy. Like, wow.
It is. It's three like that bigger, because I research that stuff a lot because I'm thinking that's what it is. But why these two stayed a long time? Now here come a third one. It just came a couple of months ago. I don't want to turn like, maybe I need to try to love them.
So, can I ask a quick question? You know how like people say, you know, hold on one second. When you bring up your ancestors or whatever, and that we are our ancestors, do you think that, like, when you try to think like 100 years from now in the future, or 200 or 500 or 1,000, that we're the same person? You ever think that it's just cycles? Like they try to say, like even like the collective consciousness situation, like basically. Like when you pass away and you go back to source, everybody is supposedly the same person. I don't want to even use the word person, but for lack of better terms. So do you think that you are your ancestors? Right. So if you're even praying to your ancestors or doing a ritual to your ancestors, are you just asking yourself for help from back then till now? Or what do you think about that?
Well, what I know is I know
that's just like mummification. Like I kind of think that's where that came from a little bit, like to preserve the body, because they felt like they knew in the future that we would have certain technology to even bring back certain DNA bloodlines. Like literally, like right now, so we could bring back animals that were here that died off or whatever. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, what I personally know, and this is something I know, is that my ancestors actually do live inside of me. They live inside my thoughts, my mind, and I talk to them every day, and I feel the signs, I see the signs, and then also hear personal messages where they're coming through and telling me things that I need to do. And if you take a subtle step toward that type of energy, you take this subtle step into spirituality, you can hear the signs too, and you can just feel it. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of know, like, for instance, a great example of this, man, it's many, but okay, my dad transitioned when I was a kid, right? And I talk to him all the time. Blah, 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 right? But what I notice is when I talk to him pure of heart, and I'm coming from that heart chakra space where it's just me, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that's resonating or any thought forms, it's just nothing else. I'm coming and I'm giving my all to our conversation. I noticed that I always receive some kind of message. And the first message I ever received, which blew me away, was one of my cousins called me out of nowhere. And I never talked to him before, didn't know who he was. He just called me out the blue. I was talking to my dad that transitioned, and he just called me out the blue, like I pure heart talked to him, like was completely open. I was like, Daddy, just tell me what you want me to do. Let me know what everything is. Blah 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 blah. And from that energy, my cousin that I never spoke to before ever, this is my family in Jamaica, he called me out of the blue and said, man, I just wanted to let you know I'm driving through Texas and I thought I can swing by and see you. I know you don't know me, but blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
And from that point on, I knew, and then that's when I took off. I just took off with this spiritual thing. From there on, that's probably about a few years ago, but I took off, and when I tell you, you take off, the signs, the messages, and the energy starts coming into you. Like, I talk to my grandma all the time. She comes in my dreams, and
me too.
Saying so, and then this is the thing people need to really understand. You can hear your ancestors. The people are not. You just got to get to that level. You have to get to that level. It's the work. Work on yourself. Work on your chakras. Work on balancing your chakras. Doing the affirmations. Shit, man, I can go on. Chakra tonics, meditation, fasting, reading, knowledge. Man, I can go on and on for days. I can't even remember some of the stuff I used to do just to align myself and raise my kundalini to my third eye, to where my third eye and the DMT could. Man, there was some stuff that Panic used to talk about a few years ago. I used to do all of that shit. I'm talking about everything. And it's the people think it's the end result, but no, it's the process. The process is the magic. The process, the work is the magic.
That's the part I'm trying to master right now. I'm just trying to get organized. Because even when you just said that about your grandma, I was going to kind of like share something about mine. It's something similar to what you were mentioning.
Let me tell you real quick. The work and the energy, that's the energy you give to this work. That's all that matters. All that other shit, nah, don't. That shit is people thinking about the end. No, it's the power of now.
Yeah.
See, it's this moment right now, and I encourage everybody to read that Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. That's a magical book too. Like
Power of Now.
That's the white boy that might be black, but but nah, he dropping. He telling you, look inside, look right now, breathe, think, and discover yourself right now at this moment. Every moment is powerful. It's not, you know what I'm saying? People think about the past and people try to live in the future. Fuck that shit. None of that shit exists. It's right now. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's where the magic is. The magic lies right now. All that other stuff is not going to work. If you're thinking about the future, that's just not going to work. Of course, you can do a ritual, but do it in the presence of the now.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do it where your mind is focused on the work, the mental energy, the imagination, the imagery you're giving to that work right now. That is the power. All this, I don't know how people think. I can't even remember how these motherfuckers think. I know they think.
Nick, I had a question. I do the meditation. Like I said, I'm still kind of new at this, and I'm a Virgo, so I'm very analytical. So I do the meditation. It took me a while to get that down. But as far as a ritual, when you say ritual, what do you consider a ritual?
whatever you put your mind to on becoming a ritual, that's what it is. Sure.
Okay. See, I light candles, I light incense, I have a singing bowl, so I get my sound going, and I mean, I do all that during the meditation. So I thought maybe the meditation and the ritual was something different.
No, let me tell you, the meditation is just a tool to help you into the ritual. A ritual is something that you deliberately do. So when you're, but you got to think about it like this: you can deliberately imagine in your meditation. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
In your meditation, if your intention is to, let's just say, get a house, right? If your intention is to get a house, then you go into the meditation, you sit there, you deliberately concentrate or imagine the house, imagine the smell of the house, touch the house, look around, hear the noises you want to hear in the house, see your neighbors in the house. You do all of that in your meditation. Talking about you want this meditation to go on for at least 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You don't want you don't want to short self yourself. You want to go deep within this thing. You want to go in it. You want to be in the now of that meditation. See, I think that's where the problem is. People think, yeah, I did this and I made it. Nah, you got to go within. You got to go in, and let that shit kind of resonate in your being. You see what I'm saying? Resonate in your being, and from there, let it go. Let the intention go right after you get out of that thing. Try to distract yourself with something else. I know it might be hard, but that's what the years of work entail. You know what I'm saying? Because then you can honestly let it go. All right, well, fuck it. I did it so many times. It's gonna have to. Something's gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying? Cause and effect. Then from there, let manifest. Shit. That's it.
Okay, but see, when I do the meditation, I also sometimes do the affirmations. But see, where I am in life right now, like I said, everybody is on a different level. Where I am in life, I don't affirmate material stuff. I affirmate a peace of mind, prosperity, mostly spiritual stuff. Good health, good, spiritual stuff. I don't do like houses, cars, money. I mean, I guess prosperity is money, but prosperity means health, like good health, good prosperity is good everything. You know what I mean. Yeah. And when I do my affirmations, but see, I think you're talking like visualization, and I'm kind of deep, new at that, because when I close my eyes, I can't see a house or a car.
I used to be like that. Yeah. I stopped limiting myself only because meditation was always kind of easy for me. But some people, it's harder for some people to quiet their mind. I had to practice that. And I didn't even know that's what I was doing when I was younger. I wasn't sure. I didn't even know what it was called. But my grandma would tell me, my grandma's still living, my grandma would tell me to think more and speak less all the time. Real religious, very Christian, very Southern lady. And when I was younger, I was going off at the mouth, and I just had to have the last words. So I had to practice that for a lot of years. And it made me, I could be in the shower. I could be doing the dishes. I could be watching. I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't even know why I have a TV. Just different stuff. Like just sitting here, just being quiet and listening. it didn't used to be as easy as it is now. So I kind of like push myself a little more. Like I'm not gonna feel like if I ask for this, I'm gonna feel guilty for it. You have to like I don't want to say you have to do anything or whatever. You do whatever works for you. But for me, whatever I see, whether it be good or bad, like I kind of gotta control that a little bit. But it pretty much it worked out for the best. Like I knew like certain things I just know. Like if I want a big house in my mind, which is that's not really necessary, like to have like a big mansion or nothing like that. Just for example, if that's something I was thinking in my mind, I know what work has to be done behind that. But I could visualize that and literally see it, or like to draw a picture of it in my mind and map it out, the whole blueprint and everything. Like just do it. But I know what you're saying. It kind of feels petty to ask for like materialistic things.
I mean
everybody's
I didn't mean petty, but I'm saying
okay.
Yeah, everybody's at their different levels. I
get it.
Because I hear people say, close your eyes, see yourself in the house, see yourself in the house, sit at the table. See, I don't know how to do all that, but see, like
I'm practicing anything I want to manifest. I'm just practicing. I don't care if it's like a new outfit or whatever. Like however I want that outfit to look, I'm like how a designer would do before they cut the fabric or pick their fabric out. Like I'm gonna visualize it in my mind. It could be anything. It could be something small. It could be something big.
But maybe my mind ain't conditioned right yet.
I'm trying to.
I made a vision board, and once I see it, and when I meditate, if I look at the vision board, I can see it. But if I close my eyes, all I see is dark. And then I have to concentrate on my breath. Then I got to say my affirmations, but I can't see nothing in my eyes. I
meditate. Do you meditate in the quiet? I meditate with music on. My eyes could be open. I don't have to necessarily close my eyes either.
That's why I'm saying.
I just go somewhere else.
Maybe that's what I need to do, start leaving my eyes open, looking at the vision board.
And you just like, if you don't...
To the sister that was mentioning that, I'm sorry, guys. I was just... She was bringing something to mind because sister who was talking about you can't visualize anything. When I first started my meditation, I couldn't either. It was something I had to grow into only because Spirit led me there. But I think even if Spirit never led me to close my eyes, I had some of the greatest visions just driving in my car on my way to work, listening to music. Listening to music, you know?
Yep, and don't even know how you got to your destination.
Yeah. And not even know. I'm getting off the exit, and I'm like, oh, that hour and a half went by quick. You know, and it was just stuff that I was meditating on, and next thing you know, it was materializing. So I think it's all about how Spirit gives it to you. I don't think there's a magical formula to say that everybody has to go through on this cookie cutter way of doing it. It's all about how it comes to you. And if you never get to a place where you close your eyes and visualize it, however it comes to you is the way it was supposed to. You know, whether you're driving in the car or whether it be you cooking, you know, you meditating while you're cooking, or you meditating while you're in the gym, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's try to get a few more people on. Who came on? Okay, let's Joy, you are on. Do you got any insight on the book real quick, or anything you want to touch on, Joy? Let us know. What's up?
I just got on the call. I don't know how I missed tonight. I wasn't on Facebook. I usually catch it if it's on Facebook, but I was doing something else, and then I checked Facebook, and I saw the call started. So I just listened to the two young ladies, and I hope, you know, when you post the call, are you going to be able to post this call?
Yeah, I can.
I'm gonna have to listen to it as soon as you post it. I'll re-listen to it. But I'm glad y'all here tonight.
It's going down. They bringing some energy. We had a great call earlier. Everybody was bringing a lot of energy, and a lot of light on chapter 2 of the book, but you can go on to whatever you want to speak on. Just let us know what your light is, Joy, and what your heart is bringing towards us right now.
Okay. Well, this week, so far this week, just maintaining equilibrium from the inside out, not trying to work the outside, which is something that is already manifested, but just staying inward and maintaining your spiritual equilibrium there, and everything usually falls into place as much as you have intended. If you haven't intended very much, or if you haven't focused and meditated, or if you're not birthing anything, your intention has to be, very clear, regardless of. Matter of fact, let me share this. I had some paperwork due. I went past now, me being a chaos being and magical, understanding how things work, even though the deadline passed, I don't do deadlines. And when I say I don't do deadlines, I don't try to figure out how to work the outside to get what I want. I always maintain my equilibrium. So when I got to the courthouse, past my deadline, I went in, I said what I needed to say, and the lady at the courthouse was staunch and slightly irritated, but I just maintained my equilibrium. Before I left there, she had given me everything that I needed, because I wasn't studying none of her, irritation or what have you. I didn't even let that bother me. I just maintained my spiritual equilibrium, which means I am the Lord. I'm running this, not in a nasty, arrogant, way, but just maintaining calm, peace. Everything is okay. I don't have to let somebody's facial expressions or their discontentment affect my peace. Before I left there, she gave me, the same lady that was irritated and was, frustrated, a little attitude initially, gave me everything I needed and extended the deadline over 2 weeks. So when we maintain, when we do our work and we intend and we hold our peace, we'll compensate in all the areas and ways that we need to get what we need. Don't go by appearances or it's good or bad. Maintain your equilibrium, deep breathing, keep your intent and your focus on the end result. Just live in the end, like Neville Goddard often says, live in the end. I didn't know whether the lady was going to come off her funk or not. I didn't even care. I just, I was just there maintaining my equilibrium, that I came there to get something done, got it extended over 2 weeks. And so that's what I can offer anybody today in terms of how we create. We recreate from the inside out, not inside in, trying to change other people. We leave that up to the law that works in us, because the law says, I am the law, or I am the Lord. I have the heart of the king. The heart of the king is the person in power. That woman behind that desk, that glass wall, she had the power. The law that was in me changed her heart, and she served what I was there for. She didn't hinder me. She gave me exactly what I needed. And because that has worked for me, I don't do deadlines. I just don't. Every single time. I don't even do like, this is a requirement that you have to have, or blah, 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 blah. I don't have three or four jobs where the requirement was this, that, and the other. After I did my interview, let's see what we can do to make this an hourly position, or let's talk to human resources, because this is who I want for this job. This girl right here. This is who I want for this job. So let's reorganize everything we need to do to get this person this job. It has happened so many times because I put the work in, my meditation, what I wanted to feel on my job. I wanted the freedom. And when I say freedom, I want the freedom to work at my own pace, which means I can work from home, I can work remotely, I can work at 2 a.m, or I can work at 5 o'clock in the evening. As long as I get the work done, that's the type of freedom that I envision, that I engender in my spirit, and the universe just gives me where my vibration is, what I feel that is pleasant for me, that everything that is going to manifest what I feel inside, what I know inside, it always, I kid you not, always works out. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Equilibrium.
Right, and when you do that, when you let everything flow the way it's supposed to flow, and know that you just know, I need people to really hear me when I say just know that the cause that you put out, the intention that you put out will work. You have to believe, or tap into. You have to will yourself through that conscious mind, that little ego that's saying, no, this is stupid. And why would I believe something like this? Why would I believe in throwing herbs in the air and letting it fly out and that'll work? Why would I believe in holding a crystal and this bringing me energy? Why would I? Well, you will believe in it because this is a motherfucking illusion. And
that's right.
Whatever you want to create in this illusion, because your mind is awful and the universe is mental. So you have to know. You have to know that there is nothing in this reality that will hold you back beside yourself.
And you have to also remove all logic, just remove the logical thinking. Like she said, knowing to miss the deadline, just removing that logical thinking. If you're magical, it's beyond logic. So,
that's right.
You have to remove that. Like she walked in there and the lady had a stinky attitude. She is that another, but she knew the law was that she was the creator of her reality, and she and it was going to work in her favor.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I felt the change in the woman when she told me what I needed to do. She said, "Go to the computer and do this, blah 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 blah." I sat down. My back was facing her, but inside I felt her changing. I felt it. It was so tangible. But even though I felt the change, I didn't get I still didn't display any emotion or anything. I was just still. Be still and know. And that is what I did. I didn't, because sometimes the flesh or the carnal mind or the ego might want to say, that's what you get. You better recognize who I am. I didn't have any comment. I didn't have any thought, but I still was aware of the change, because we're spirit. I'm sure what even if when the scriptures tell you that the of the king, the heart of the king is in the Lord, or we say the law's hands. When we work that law through our intention, and how we do it is we just get in a place in our hearts and minds where we see the end result and we feel it tangibly. We get through the steps. The steps are I walk in, and the end result. I walk in and the end result. We don't have to dictate how it's going to come about, even when we're intending during our meditations. We don't have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We say, A, I'm here, and Z, I got what I needed, and I'm out. We let the universe decide, because another thing that the scriptures in its proper context says, I will do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond what you thought, what you asked for. I'll go out. Like I said, I just wanted to go in there. I was one day past the deadline. I knew how the matrix or this unreality can be. I didn't let that dictate anything. I wasn't even going by that. I just said, okay, I'm here, and this is what I need to do. I did what I needed to do, and like I said, the things worked out perfectly, and it was above and beyond what I could ask or think. Because now, even though I was late, I still didn't have all the things that I needed. Even though I showed up, I still didn't have everything I needed. But as I maintained my peace and equilibrium within, now I have time to go back over with a fine-tooth comb the things that I may have missed, the things that were missing, or the things that I didn't have enough information to complete. Now I can do it. I have the time to do it. I ain't pushed up against the wall. I'm not stressed about it. So it's just and I remember the lady's voice, but I don't remember her name. The one who said, logic, we don't go by logic. What's your name again? Kendra. 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 That was so perfect. Logic, move. Oh my God, that was it right there. Move logic out of the way. That is the realm of possibilities. And when see, that's when your imagination starts to kick in and pour in the realm of possibilities. When you're in the realm of imagination and possibilities, that's where there is no limits. You just feel that it's done. It's complete. And you wait on the universe to shape it.
Yeah, that logic. That logic, fuck that logic. That shit is stupid. That shit is really the shit that's holding people back. If you think that
was one of the biggest things that ever held us back was logic. You to think about logic. Logic was one of the biggest traps. That's a box we got put in. If it sounds logical, that's where you're supposed to go. No, if it's illogical, that's where you're supposed to go. Because like you said, Dream, that's where your imagination takes you. Your imagination is never logical, but that's what works if you go with it.
Man, you ever look at your child like I look at my son and I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? But
mine is 32 and I'm still looking at him like that.
Right. See, that's the beauty of it though. He be in his own little space. He just know what he's doing. He's not like the lady last week. She was saying pure heart. Okay, but we grow into this conscious mindset to where we have to be responsible, right? So you have to take on a sense of responsibility. We can't just now, Bobby, and again, happy birthday, Bobby. Happy birthday.
Happy born day.
Happy Earth Day, Bobby. Bobby, he was probably the master of that the whole way through. Like, I don't think when you hear Bobby and you really understand the energy he's in, you can tell he didn't give a shit if he was on the street. You see what I'm saying? Or
he knew though. He knew he would never be on the street, and he never was.
Exactly. It never was, and he knew. For man, I'm telling you, some of these lectures Bobby was doing, he had one person, two people sitting in the crowd. He's just bringing the energy. You can see him in some of the tapes that he put out. It's just like.
And one of the videos talks about that logic. He said, if it's logical, throw that shit out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. You know, we discussing about the logic and stuff. I can remember getting before I even got into this consciousness and stuff. I can remember about maybe 3-4 years ago, me taking the test, and I mean to get certified in obstetrics, as a nurse. And this test was very, very hectic, and I would practice my name and sign my name with, RNC behind it and stuff like that. And I didn't even know what I was doing, y'all. I took the test, and after I took the test, the lady said, well, you failed the test. So I go home, I'm pure defeated. A week later, the certification company sends me a letter saying that I'm certified. So I called them and said, well, they told me I failed the test. She said, well, yeah, what happened is that you scored overwhelmingly high on the OB part, and you didn't really do well in the neonatal part, but we had a discussion, with the board, and we decided to certify you anyway. And, it's beyond logic. And when you sit over here and you envision yourself doing something, I was doing it, and then you know I was doing it. Envision yourself having something. Envision it's beyond logic sometimes on how you even receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So we need to realize that a lot of times in this white supremacy world that we live in, that we need to in earlier, with one of the callers, we were talking about colorism and stuff, and living in the world of white supremacy and seeing the standard of beauty as white, and seeing, all throughout your life, Jesus was white, the angels was white, Mary was white, everybody white. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, it puts you in a logical box. In this box, logic puts you in the box to think that you have to be dependent on white people. White people, if the white man don't say something, 9 times out of 10 we have to hear it from a white man to believe that it's true.
Right.
So when you start realizing, we all had to go through this journey where we first, majority of us had to go to where we had to love ourselves. So we went through this time period of where, we had to see the beauty in ourselves and stuff, but, as black people. And then it moved us to, I know like with me, moved me to seeing Bobby and metaphysics and so forth. And, so you can get outside of that box and realizing that you can accomplish anything and that you are not dependent on anyone outside of you to, to tell you what you can and cannot do. Even if you're raised in this white supremacy world, and realizing that anything is possible.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. We try to get a few more people on before we close it down because, man, there's so much power in this thing. We can go on for hours and hours and hours, but I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Let's go North Georgia. North Georgia, do you have any insight on the book or on anything we've been touching on? North Georgia?
Kamari, that might be me again. That North Georgia might be mine.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Okay, there's so many different callers. Okay, thank you. Who is this again?
That was Joya.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right, Joya. You already on. You got 2 calls on, huh? Let's go with Western Michigan. West Michigan, you are on. Going straight down the line. Hello? Hello. Okay, no West Michigan. Look, does anybody have any insight or anything else they want to. I want everybody to get their little light on, so we can build and we can grow within ourselves and become the greatest version of ourselves that we know we are. Anybody else? Do I need to start calling names? Because I know when I call your name, you'll start shedding that light. What about, let's go with Angela. You are still on the line. What's going on with you?
Oh, so I just laughed when you said that. I said, as far as this goes, the second chapter, talking about getting your magic going. Basically, I think it's an excellent book for somebody who is getting into magic, or either if you have already been in it but weren't sure, had questions like myself. I was kind of self-taught, so I always went with spirit to guide me, even though, a little bit in the back of my mind, I have to be honest, I was like, am I doing it right? Is this how it goes? But you know what, as long as I was getting results, I stopped questioning. But then when you finally see something in writing, whether it was from a white man or whoever, you finally see something in writing, you're like, oh, I did, I am doing it right, or I am following my spirit, or, so I think it's a good thing for somebody who's trying to get a foundation, learn about it, start figuring out the basics, and then start listening to spirit to see what works for you, because ultimately that's what it's all about, is what works for you to make the magic happen in your life that you need to have happen in your life. And that's where I am now. And when Bobby even said, the best rituals you do are the ones you make up yourself, and the ones that I make up for myself give me the best results. That's all I can say.
Yes, of course. Love it, Angela. Thank you so much. And I'll keep on, man. Y'all keep on cash mobbing Angela, man, OceanT.com, man, because her products are off the chain. I'm telling you, especially if you're in the spiritual journey, go ahead and make that stuff happen. Take them spiritual baths. Drink the teas and vibrate. Your vibration is real. You have to vibrate at a high level. Whatever your vibration is, that's what the fuck you are. You have to vibrate at the level you want to be at. If you're vibrating from a poor mindset, well, guess what? Look around. You are poor. If you're vibrating from a high mindset, a positive mindset, a mindset of everything's great, I'm encouraged, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I live in abundance, I create my own reality, then guess what? That's what you are. So you have to make that fact known about yourself. You gotta drive this thing home, because a lot of our melanated brothers and sisters, they're thinking that ego is them, and they're feeling sorry for themselves, but they're not knowing they're actually greater than what that little voice is telling them they are. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Let's go to Coach B. You don't have nothing to say? I know you like Coach S.
It's funny. I actually have a slew of notes from many things that's been mentioned, and I thought I'd had to press one or something and kind of like raise my hand, and I was pushing one, and I'm like, well, maybe he see it, maybe it's not. I don't know. So I have a lot, so I'm just going to condense it and just hit on a couple key points.
Shit. No, but that's the thing with our book club. You gotta get in where you fit in, man. You gotta kind of slither in somehow, some way. Go ahead, V.
I think we lost him.
Uh-oh. Probably accidentally. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I really appreciate, like, you know, when he said, like, you know, in the book especially, that your end results are basically what you put in is what you get out of it. And like you were saying earlier, you know, if you have a mindset of prosperity or whatever, you know, or even of poverty, that's exactly what you're going to get out of it. So I think that's very important for us all to kind of, like, if we want our lives to go in a certain direction, and if it's going in a direction of poverty, we need to change it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That is a must, Kendra, because that is the most. I seen this goofy ass video. Did y'all see that video on the Love Live Life group today? Somebody posted some rap video of some rapper doing something with a white and black. I'll try to. No, I'm not gonna repost.
Oh, the white and black guy, the black guy rapping to the white guy, and the what? I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, dog, the black dude was basically confirming everything the Caucasian was saying about us. He basically said, yeah, I am this, I am this, I am this. And I'm sitting here looking like, this is not helping nobody.
I thought the same exact thing. Like, what is this doing? You know, what is this supposed to be accomplishing? You know?
I have one more thing to say, not interrupting y'all, but on the back burner of what you guys are talking about, to me, and this is what I just recently was revealed to me, a lot of things that happen in this dimension happening right now, a lot of things happen to get our energy, get our attention. It's a distraction to get your attention. Once it gets your attention, it's taking your energy. So a lot of times when stuff happens, I mean, you have to look at stuff, but don't give it too much energy. You see what I mean?
That's right.
Now this is just what was revealed to me, because I noticed a lot of things they're doing, and when people show all this stuff on Facebook about how the police killing us, it used to make me feel a certain type of way, but now I don't even look at a whole lot of that, because the white man running Facebook, so he allowing that, a lot of that to go on to put us in a certain vibration, you know.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and we in order to keep your vibrations up, I mean, we know things are happening, and to me, nothing happened by accident. I mean, if I got a testimony, don't nobody believe. I'm serious. It's weird, but like they used to say in church, I don't look like where I come from, I don't smell like where I come from, but it's, you know, you can't let that take your energy, you know, because a lot of, even with Adam and Eve, they had everything they needed, and they got distracted. They put their attention, then the energy in the wrong place. So, and that's what we have, you know, a lot of times they throw stuff that knock you off your game, you know. And I don't know how true this is either. I just seen this too. They said white people feed off our energy. That's why when they do the stuff be happening, we go down there and march. We go down there and Black Lives Matter. They said they eating off. They're energy vampires. Because if we keep a high vibration, keep our energy up, they know what might happen. So they got to throw mess in the game every now and then to keep us, to knock us off that. You know, and that just me. And like I said, I ain't prejudiced, but they working on me, you know, to try to love them. But I see too much they doing, and I see it clear. And we react to it so much. We give them so much of our power by giving them our energy.
Yeah, and this particular rapper was, I think he was black and white. I don't even know if he was black and white, but he was basically fitting.
I think he was a black guy, and the white guy was actually he's a black guy doing both verses, and the white guy is only like mimicking him from my understanding, because it sounds like the same person.
Yeah, it was the same person. I mean, he was a mixed race. I think because when I clicked on the actual person, he looked like he was like Drake or something.
Oh, okay.
He looked like he was black and white. You know what I'm saying? So it was a weird thing because and I want to let y'all know too, being honest, whatever your mama is, that's what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Your daddy is. Letting y'all know right now, if your mama is white, you are white.
Well, you take on the mitochondrial DNA. The mitochondrial DNA of your mother is always passed on to her children. It's always maternal. So you're right. That's exactly what you are. So.
Well, I got a question. I thought the black was more dominant than white. So how do you explain that? I don't get it. I'm slow.
Well, no, the female is, man. Yeah, that's a deep. This can get real deep. But from my understanding, the female is God. The woman is God. So the black woman, let me say that because y'all might get confused, like, oh, white women are God too. Nah, that's still something in the cave, something that was created on Earth. But your mother is God. She is the light, and all females are God. All black females are God. So that energy space that they exude in the womb, creating you and everything like that, that is who you are, because you're already living inside of them. You see what I'm saying? Like the male is just bringing light to the womb, but in all reality, we really ain't shit without y'all, so it don't even matter.
Okay, but since you said that right there, I mean, I studied a little bit of Kemet too, and back in the day, the lady they said was a goddess and the man was a god, and they said that's where the balance was. They said one can't do it without the other. So if we God, the way I interpret it, the man was God and the lady was goddess, because it takes both of us to be on a balance. That's the way I see it. Like I say, I'm new and I see stuff different. I think it's a balance. I don't think one is. I just think they both. Because without the man, the baby couldn't have been born. Without the woman, the baby can't be born. So, that's just the way I see it. But I don't know.
I think what he was trying to say is nationality. He was saying that if your mom is white, then you're white. Not necessarily what characteristics will be more dominant, but this is what I think he's saying or implying, that even though if you have a black father, spiritually, you will have some African American DNA, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you did not receive any, he just canceled everything that your mother could give you. Historically, whites have always felt that, any mixed race, if you're not 100%, if your mama wasn't white and your daddy wasn't white, you're not white.
Let me break it down real quick, because I don't want y'all to get confused. You are the female, the black female is the universe. Basically, is everything. So we came from y'all, right? Y'all have the power, the embodiment in your hand. Everything. And the cell to create a being without a man. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
This is proven fact. This is not no like hearsay or no shit like that. They can create a female without a man. We can't create at all without a female. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying y'all cannot do it right now. You see what I'm saying? Y'all probably can. We just lost touch of ourselves in Kemet. But shit, the females in Kemet, from my study and my research, females in Kemet used to look into the sun and bring down a being, right, to the world through their imagination, and they would get impregnated, and voila.
Right. It wasn't until consciousness was so focused on material that we became divided, like male and female gender. But spiritually, what Kamari was describing was the spirit being, like spirit beings. We only have bodies now because so much of our consciousness is focused in material form. That's why we became human. Prior to this plane or this level of consciousness, what he was saying about the woman being able to produce, she was producing a spirit being without a male. When we are in this plane as humans, we are in part.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Joy, but I'm talking about in, like, okay, Lemuria, we have Lemuria and Atlantis and all of that, right? Lemuria, we were spiritual beings that wasn't physical. You know, it was like a invisible spirit, or you know, something that you can probably touch through, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about after we got through the Lemurian Atlantean stage, we became these physical bodies, and the embodiment of these Egyptians could manifest a child, the female, right, could manifest a child through intention. From what I read. Now, I'm
gonna have to look that one up. I ain't never heard that, but thank you for telling me. I just took note. I'm gonna have to look that one up, because that sounds like the Christians and Mary.
Right. I'm gonna try to find the video. I don't know. I know I read it in this one book. I got the book. I'm gonna have to find that book too. But I also heard Bobby mention it a few times about the female body, because Bobby was a realist. He knew females was God. He just had a unwilling doubt that he knew females were, that was it. This was the whole thing. This was the whole idea. Bobby thought we were females. He's like, we just really a female. You see what I'm saying? And it gets really, really, really deep. I just gotta find the the study.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little research on that because I've never really heard that. The way I understood it, they when I was reading, they were saying like back in Kemet, they did look up to the woman, but the woman also, she was the goddess and he was the god, and they said that Kemet pretty much operated like on balance because, see, when stuff is too far off balance, I guess that's why y'all say chaos or whatever, everything's supposed to be kind of, balanced. But I don't know. Like I say, I'm new, and all this is brand new, and I think I'm putting too much in my little head at one time, so I'm getting bits and pieces, but it's all going to come together.
Can I just say one thing?
Mm-hmm.
I know that not to talk about religion or nothing like that, but the Jews do go by that ideology of you are whatever your mom is. Like if your mom is not a Jew, you're not a Jew, regardless what your dad is. And I was always raised to believe that, or like think, or that you were whatever your father was also. But that also ties into like the scientific and like the biological aspect of it, of why in the early developmental stages of a fetus, like we're all female until you get to a certain point in your development, because men have nipples and don't have a reason to have them. So that's where the story in the Bible of Adam and Eve and him creating Eve from the rib or whatever is kind of misconstrued also. I just wanted to throw that in there only because that's something I used to ask as a child too. Like, why do men have nipples if they're never going to breastfeed? That was just something that they never could answer for me at church or really in school either. But just want to throw that in there.
That's a good question.
Food for thought. Yeah. We're all female until you gestate to a certain amount of weeks in your mom's womb.
Bobby would say the male penis is elongated clitoris.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was basically saying we are all female. We're basically the formed version of a female.
Yep.
Which sucks to say, trust me, because shit, I love being a male. Shit.
Because I also heard we used to be androgynous. So I'm not 100% sure, but we were originally androgynous in the first place.
And I got the video
in higher consciousness, we definitely are. We don't.
Right.
Yeah. Higher consciousness is definitely androgynous.
Yep. That's true.
What is androgynous?
No gender.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what we were before we fell into the physical. We were.
And that's before even like the races. I think it kind of falls into that too. Before the black and white and brown and yellow thing, like it's a little bit deeper than that, I think.
And I'm glad you said that with the races, because they keep telling me that we all are one, and I know I'm gonna get there. That's part of my journey, but I just can't. It's no hatred, because if right now when them walk up to me and need $5, I give it to them. But as far as me wanting them to in my space, I can't do. I can do it on the clock for a couple of hours, but you gotta go.
Well, I feel the same way with you, so I mean, don't feel bad about it. And it's just based on your experience that you've had with white people. I know me personally, and I could tell you stories about my grandmother, being the hardest black woman in town, and when she would see, a white man, coming to her door and stuff, she would tremble because she had some bad experience with that,
And see, I've never really had any. My mother is 81, my dad 82. Now they grew up in Alabama. They had bad experience, but me personally, I never allowed them in my space. But see, I drive for Uber part time too, so I picked a guy up at the airport, a white guy, young white boy, about 24, 25. See, everybody get in my car. We have some deep conversation because I got an ankh on my hanging on my mirror, right? So I don't start the conversation, but if you open the door, it's on. And so there's one white guy get in he said, I see that uncle there. He said, yes, me and him, we get to talking. He said, they really brainwashed us, all of us. I said, y'all ain't brainwashed. They brainwashed us. They ain't brainwashed. He said, look, they brainwashed us to believe that we was superior, and they brainwashed y'all to believe y'all was inferior. I mean, he was cool. He had a good conversation, but I still didn't talk to him like I do some of the brothers get in my car, right? And when he got out, I looked at my phone. He took me $10, and I know I'm supposed to love him. I don't know if I can love him. I got to get to a point where I can love him just like I could love, because if he was a brother, that conversation, I let him do most of the talking because I didn't know if he was an agent.
Do you believe we're supposed to love everybody, though?
I believe you're supposed to, I think. I don't know.
No, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to. We are love. That is who we are.
Right.
It ain't no other way for us to be, but what we have to understand in this whole big old galaxy, universe, everything that is, we are limited to, and when I say limited, as humans, this experience we have as humans, we're limited there. But when we get to just accept that there are other beings, that there are other kingdoms, that there are other species, galactic and all of that, once we get to where we are comfortable with that and we know a little bit more about that, we will see them for who they are as we see ourselves for who we are. Because it's definitely a difference. We are different
but when
species.
you say we are love. Okay, so if we are love, we are to be love. So I do love them like that sense. But as far as me, I don't know. Maybe it's just my journey right now, and I felt he was trying to be a genuine person, but I didn't give him I kind of kept my distance, and if that was homeboy here on the phone here, that conversation would have been on, and he probably wouldn't even give me a $2 tip, But he was trying to be, and I got a mixed couple of neighbors right here, the girl black and the guy white. But that guy, every time I come out my door, we're having a nice day. It's a good Saturday. I hope Tony. I'm so glad you're my neighbor. To me, I just want him to say hi and bye. I don't want all that other stuff,
Mhm. Yeah. Let me chime in, but you know what I'm gonna do? Because V came back on, and we're gonna see if she got some insight on any of this. Because V, can you hear us?
So I kind of feel like it was so long ago, but there's one point that I was trying to make before I accidentally hung up. You had mentioned a while back the book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And that was one of the books that I read at the very, I guess you could say, beginning of my reawakening. And I just wanted to drive home the point because there was a lot of talk after that about meditation or the challenge of keeping your mind focused on one thing, or meditating with your eyes closed or eyes opened, or whether it was physical possessions or just, abundance and health. There were so many different things talked about immediately after that book. But going back to that, there's a belief that you're anxious or you're scared if you're worried about the future, and you are sad or feeling guilty or any other lower level energy or expression when you're worried about the past. None of those emotions happen when you're focused on what's in front of you right now at that moment. So, that can be expounded in a bigger way and talk about life and attraction and this, that, and the third. But if we go back to just focusing on meditation, we have to train our mind to focus on one thing. That's the ground base level of being introduced to meditation before we even try to manifest or bring about other things. So if you're having a challenge with the meditation portion, one of the exercises that I teach my clients is focus on a point on the wall, or take a picture, or tape a Uno card or something. Focus and tape it to the wall. So in a quiet space, sit upright. Don't lay down in the very beginning. Sit upright. And just focus on that. Focus on the shape of the rounded corners. Focus on if it's a red number 9, the blue number 7, the reverse card, the skip card, the draw 4. Focus on that. And every time your mind chooses to drift onto dinner or what the kid's doing or what happened at work, consciously bring your attention back to whatever that image is. So in this example, the Uno card. And once you do that repeatedly, without your mind drifting off unless you choose to think about something else, then that's the time where we can go ahead and move on to the next level or move on to another object or sit another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes. I think a lot of times we get so excited about learning new information and becoming self-aware and remembering who we are. One of the sisters said a long time ago that we feed so much, it's like information overload. And we're all over the place. And it's not to say we're putting too much on our small mind, because our mind isn't small at all. It's just that we have to learn to kind of curb our enthusiasm, so to speak, and take those baby steps and focus on one thing at a time, or focus on something small and then grow into something larger. And then you'll get to a point where you're meditating and you're so calm and you're still to the point of elevation that you can put to rest literally your physical self, but then your consciousness, you're still aware of what's going on. You hear everything that's going on. You're remembering your dreams, but you can choose to put your physical self to sleep and still be handling business on the subconscious level. But that comes with a lot of practice. That comes with a lot of mind control, so to speak, but we just have to remember to slow down. Don't compare our progress to the next person, and just take baby steps. That builds a more solid foundation doing that. Like I said, there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened since then, but I just wanted to make sure I at least went back to that book. That book is amazing. I encourage people, read it the first time. You'll just soak up everything. You're so excited. Take a break, whether it's a few days, a week, and then go back and read it slower. And you'll pick up all types of different jewels that you missed the first time because you were just so excited to get that new information. And once that initial excitement, that adrenaline's gone, that's when you can go back and really learn fundamental tips and things to do to stay in the moment, stay in the power of now. So, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who brought up that book? Kamari, did you bring that book up, or did somebody else bring that book?
Yeah, that book, The Power of Now, I think I read it when I was probably 20-something, 21. I'm 30. I'm in my 30s now. So when I read that book, it was kind of, it was definitely a changing point in my reality, because I was also reading like the 48 Laws of Power and the 50th Law, all these Robert Greene books, that hip hop culture book thing that people was doing. But when I read that, I started realizing that I always, when I was, while I was going through my journey, I was thinking always in the future. I was thinking of some past mistake that I did. And what I had to really come into existence and realize is that there is no greater moment except for the moment right now. And if I was to die in the next second, then I was thinking of myself in, like in the future, then how much could that have helped me? You see what I'm saying? So that's why even in our meditations and in our affirmations, we gotta stay in the now. We have to say, I am this. You see what I'm saying? Your imagination has to fall into right now, and then as you're as you're visualizing the process of your intention, you just know that's a real feeling too. That is the the manifestation that you're withholding in this now. You are that. That's you. You see, and a lot of people can't grasp that concept because, they're probably vibrating at the root chakra or whatever. But if you raise your vibration to the heart chakra, and it takes work. You gotta do your chakra work. You see, you gotta take your chakra tonics, do the affirmations, the rituals, affirmations all the time. Different exercises, wearing certain colors. Man, the journey was so crazy for me. I can tell you so many different things that I did, but you have to just fall in love with the process and just know that moment is all that matters. Nothing else matters. Just this moment right now. This moment right now.
And Dream, I think it's only fair if we kind of put a disclaimer or a heads up. That book will rock your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It will real life make you question every single thing that you were taught, that you weren't taught, that you heard about, that you saw in a movie, heard on a song. Like, it will rock you. And that's why I'm encouraging, read it first with that high adrenaline and that excitement and that thirst, and then put it down and then go back and read it slower.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just with that book. I'm just saying, period. That first time is you just hungry. You'll finish it quick.
Mm-hmm.
But breathe, pray about it, meditate, and go back and read it slower and savor it and think and look up words you don't know the definition to, and talk about it with other people. Like I always recommend reading the book at least 2 to 3 times to really make sure you're getting it and that you're not just flying through the pages because you're excited, you're hungry. But that book definitely, it rocks the deepest part of your soul and makes you question everything. But just like you stated, just trust the process, but savor every moment of it. Be present in the now. Don't be so anxious about the future that, I want to learn this, I can go share it with others. That will come in time. Right now, focus on what you're learning, take it in chunks, meditate on it, apply it, master it, and then move on to the next item.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. That's it. And man, we can dive back into this white thing, but man, there's no use because I'm gonna post a video of what this Caucasian is, so y'all can really grasp the idea. I'm gonna post it probably tomorrow or probably Friday. I post it on Friday, but I have a video on that, and it'll let y'all see the depths of how far we came. I'm talking about probably billions of years. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, like years. Like, it's not no millions, it's probably billions of years. And y'all definitely understand who we really are and who these Caucasians is. And not saying they're bad humans. We got to remember they are humans. But we have to remember and we have to know, because I know we are gods. Okay, we are titans, we are gods, we are chaos beings, we are a spiritual being trapped in this human body. And that's it. Anybody got any last quotes or anything they want to say before we get off out here? No. All right. Well, it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the conversation. It was beautiful. We're finishing on 11/11, so you know it's a spiritual sign. Telling you get these signs all the time. All the time. 11/11 Central Time, anyway.
I know, because I just looked at 12/11.
I know, but yeah, mine say 11/11, so I know.
Okay, well, maybe 12/11 means something too. I don't know.
Dude, it's something great for you. It's something great too. You already know how that works. But yeah, I enjoyed our time, man, and we'll do this again next week, man. We're gonna do this again next week, and we're gonna dive into chapter 3 and see how far we have gotten. So everybody, peace.
Peace.
If I get stuff from all over the country, which is what this thing was really supposed to be. When this whole consciousness came back, the last couple of years, what was really supposed to go on when it came to us is an intelligentsia, which means it's supposed to be a consortium of ideas. Some person finds some stuff, they report this stuff in, and it becomes an intelligentsia. You see what I'm saying? But too often we got that same following herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? And everybody is doubled up into this sectarian corners where everybody is actually, when I find out now, traveling, everybody is actually their own scientist. If I get stuff from all over the country, which is what this thing was really supposed to be. When this whole consciousness came back, the last couple of years, what was really supposed to go on when it came to us is an intelligentsia, which means it's supposed to be a consortium of ideas. Some person finds some stuff, they report this stuff in, and it becomes an intelligentsia. You see what I'm saying? But too often we got that same following herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? And everybody is doubled up into this sectarian corners where everybody is actually, when I find out now, traveling, everybody is actually their own scientist. Everybody is actually their own scientist. Everybody is actually their own scientist.